We are live. We are live. Welcome to another episode of Beast Talk. I'm Maury Speaks, aka Speaks the Beast. And tonight I got my man Jay Ice with me. What's good with you, Jay?
What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing, man. Another day in paradise. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome to Beast Talk, where we keep it 100. If at any moment during this show you got a comment, type your comment in the comment section. We will post it on the screen and we will address your comment or your question. If you want to join the panel, let me know. I will drop the link in the chat and you will be able to come up on the panel and have this conversation in real time with us. Another thing, share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. And if any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. Another thing, this is not an echo chamber, meaning we are not going to agree on everything. So we're going to debate each other when it comes to certain topics. You all can also have a difference of opinion and you can voice yourself and we will have a conversation with you all. But again, welcome to another episode of Beast Talk where we keep it 100. What it do, man? We're going to go ahead and open this thing up, man. What they talking about in the Facebook and in the YouTube streets out here, man? You seeing anything out here that's sticking out to you?
Mm, Not really. A lot of stuff about the P Diddy situation, and then other than that, just your usual drama. Like men ain't shit. I don't need no man for nothing. Blah blah
Oh
blah.
man, they talking
Mm,
crazy out there, man.
Same old stuff. Don't ever change.
Right. That's what it is, man. Same here, man. Same gender war stuff. You got
Yeah,
the P Diddy situation. You got the election stuff. Can't forget about that. They going crazy about the election. Got Trump on one side. You got Kamala Harris on the other side. It's coming down to the wire. We got a month before the big election, man, and it's getting crazy. It's getting ugly out there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? People is on the edge of their seat. People biting their fingernails. People don't know what's gonna happen next, but we ready regardless of what happens. You know what I mean? But without further ado, let's jump into this first topic. Right now, we're going to jump into what we call the icebreaker, right?
All right.
We're going to do the icebreaker for those of you in the audience watching. We're going to start off with an icebreaker, and then we're going to jump into the main topics, right? Right now, the icebreaker is this. If there was no possibility of child support, right? Take child support out of the equation. If there was no possibility of receiving child support, would women out here be having sex with many of the men? And when I'm talking about the men, I'm talking about men who are celebrities, athletes, so on and so forth. Unprotected sex with these guys. If there was no possibility of child support, would women be having unprotected sex with many of these high caliber guys out here? What are your thoughts on that, Jay?
I don't think so. It depends on the situation. In a lot of cases, if the woman just using them for his money or whatever, then yeah, I think it's gonna make them think twice about it. But I mean, there are situations where the woman genuinely cares about the guy or whatever, so that might not
Right.
change. But yeah, there's a lot of situations where the woman would think twice about it. I mean, yeah, using protection, it wouldn't stop her from targeting athletes and people with money because
Right.
she just trying to get a new car or get her bills paid or whatever. But yeah, as far as like having unprotected sex, yeah, I think that would change. Um, for sure,
Okay,
definitely.
so you saying, yeah, if you took child support off the table, these women would not be having sex with a lot of these high caliber guys, knowing that they not married to them. You know what I'm saying? They say they closing their legs if you take child support off the table.
Yeah, I mean, unless she really thinks that he's going to take care of her and the child regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at that point, as a female, you don't know which way it's gonna go. Like you don't know what's gonna happen after the baby comes.
Right.
So it's gonna make you stop and think, like, am I sure I want to do this? What if he dip out on me? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right. Yeah, and this one right here, man, this is actually a good one, man. Now that I think about it, it's a good one because you're gonna have some women who are foolish enough to think that, and this goes on every day, foolish enough to think that some of these guys are gonna remain with them after they, get the cookies or have sex with them because they're like, oh, this boss right here, good, I ain't going nowhere, or he ain't going nowhere. He gets some of this, he gonna stay. I'm gonna lock him down. We're gonna live happily ever after. But many women make this mistake every day in and day out. We see women all up and down our Facebook feed, Instagram feed, or whatever social media you got. But you see women every day hooking up with guys because, again, she has a certain type of body, or she values let's say her vagina is wet, is this, is that. He ain't gonna go nowhere if he get a piece of this. And you have a lot of single moms out here who tested that theory and things ain't go too well for them. You see what I'm saying? They say, oh, yeah, I can keep them. I'm going to have sex. We're going to do that. But the thing is, that's what the possibility of child support being on the table. So a lot of women think like, okay, well, if I get pregnant, I'm going to get that money. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that child suffers if that father is not a present father in their life, whether he's in the household or out of the household. That child is going to suffer if a woman is thinking this way, like, okay, I'm gonna get that bag if things don't work out. So I think if you took child support off the table, whether they were dealing with a regular guy or a celebrity or a professional athlete, I think if you took child support off the table, I think a lot of women would be more careful. You're going to still have the ones who aren't as smart, aren't as bright. They're going to easily be lured in. But I think by and large, most women will be more careful if you took the possibility of them getting child support off the table. So with that being said, do you think that is something that the government should look into and hold these women accountable? Do you think that they should take it off the table, and that way you create a society that does have more two-parent households? Do you think it will work in that way, or do you think that it'll work in the other way, where you're just gonna have a bunch of kids out here that ain't getting taken care of the way they should?
well, that's the thing. Like that's the unknown part of it is I don't know if it would really make a difference.
Right.
Because even these women that chase um athletes, celebrities and stuff like that, I wouldn't say that every time they get pregnant is intentional.
Right.
Because I mean that might be the type of person she is, but once you get around the celebrities and the athletes and you start drinking and partying with them, you might have sex that night and really not intend to get pregnant, but it just
Right.
happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a mixed bag. I don't know. I don't know. It had to be like an experiment done to really see if it really changes anything. And I don't know for sure that it would. Is the problem.
Right. I got you. But yeah, like I said, I think that more women will be more careful. But again, that's a pipe dream, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next icebreaker. Should men and women be able to have friends of the opposite sex? Should men and women be able to have friends from the opposite sex? What are your thoughts on that, Ice?
I used to think that it was okay and there wasn't nothing wrong with it, but as I've matured and gotten older, I realized that in most cases, the man in the situation is only there for one reason.
Okay.
Like he's only her friend because he's waiting for his turn to come up.
Right,
Um,
right, right, right,
and
right.
I admit, like I've done that a few times in the past. Like I've been a friend with a female, and I was just hoping. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was in a relationship or married, and I was just hoping I was gonna sneak in there one day.
Right,
Um,
right.
and even then, like, I didn't realize that that's what I was doing until I looked back on it. Like,
Okay.
you, yeah, for the women out there, if you got a guy friend, and it's unless he's gay, and you know for a fact he's gay,
Right. Uh-huh.
if you got a guy friend, more than likely, like 90% chance that he's just there waiting for his opportunity to
Okay.
pounce.
So he waiting on his turn.
Yep. And so it goes both ways. It's just the male in the situation is the problem. I feel like a lot of times that's what it is. It might not even be intentional. Like it might be a subconscious thing on the male's part. Like he don't even realize that's what he's doing
Okay.
until that moment comes up, and then he's like, "Oh, you know what? You're such a good friend. I really think we should start dating or whatever." Then he might start thinking about it, but that was his underlying thing the whole time.
Right. Right.
So,
So he
so
just wait.
I'm kind of against it. If you're grown, if you're older and you're mature and you're married, I think it's okay to have a friend of opposite sex, but
Okay.
you need to keep it at a minimum, and you need to keep that person in the friend. Make sure that person understands the boundaries. Like this
Okay.
is like I'm married, we're friends. This is the boundary. Like don't cross this line. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You need to make sure they understand that.
Uh-huh.
But I think in most cases you probably should keep that to a minimum.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. So you say they can. Well, oh, you saying slight possibility. So, but they need to keep it to a minimum.
Yes, you need to keep those opposite sex relationships to a minimum if you're married. And then if you do have a friend of opposite sex, you need to set boundaries and make it clear that you are not going down that road. Like we are just friends and that's it. Period.
Okay, I got you. Shout out to Angelica. Appreciate you tapping in with us. What's going on? What's going on? We doing all right tonight. Well, what I say is this: I don't think that men or women should have friends of the opposite sex. I think when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex, you should be solely focused on is this going to be my spouse, my mate, or not? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you there's a difference between friends and associates, right? So I think it's cool to have associates, people you know,
Okay.
people you
Yeah,
see
that
here
makes
and
sense.
there, people you might speak to from time to time. Maybe it's a coworker that's the opposite sex, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to friends, I think it's best to leave alone the ones from the opposite sex, because when you do bond with somebody, it's less explaining you have to do in regards to, oh well, let me let this person know they can't talk to me like that no more, or I can't really hang out with them no more, or you see what I'm saying, to keep all of that from happening, right? To keep the chaos down, I think it's wise to just like I say, if it's somebody of the opposite sex, their associate, not friends, because again, that's less explaining you got to do. And even if you are in a relationship or a marriage, your spouse does not have to worry about anybody of the opposite sex. And this goes for men and women. I don't think your spouse should have any worries and any thoughts of, even if have you even dealt with this person in a sexual manner or not before. I think they should not have to carry that burden. So I think it's best for men and women. Again, if you want to associate from the opposite sex, cool. But I don't think that men and women of the opposite sex should be friends. They should focus on becoming a spouse of someone of the opposite sex, and that only. You know, that only.
Yeah, that's the key. Is yeah, the associates. Like
Right.
I guess that's what I was saying. It's okay to have associates to work with somebody with the opposite sex
Right.
or whatever the case may be. Like maybe you're part of some organization or something and the manager is like opposite sex or whatever the case may be. But yeah, just being friends, like going out. I know if I was married and I went and hung out with Melissa at the bar
Right.
on the weekend,
Uh-huh.
you know, my wife would kill me, bro.
Right,
Like that
right,
that would
right.
not happen. Just to go hang out with my friend that's a woman at the bar on a Saturday night.
Right.
Nah, that'd be a no
That
go.
don't fly. I
Yeah,
got
that
you.
wouldn't fly. So yeah, I don't think you should do that. Definitely not.
Well, Ice, let me ask you this. Do you think men and women can be platonic friends? Do you think men and women can be platonic friends? And for those who don't know what platonic means non-sexual. So can men and women be platonic friends? What are your thoughts on that?
Ultimately, ultimately, no.
No? Okay.
I because here's what happens. Like eventually, you might start off that way, but eventually things are gonna happen, and it's gonna become more than that. It's just
Okay.
inedible. It's like in our nature. Um,
Oh, to what, want to have sex?
just the eventually, yeah. If you hang out with another
Yeah.
person, the opposite sex, long enough,
Uh-huh.
like that's gonna eventually happen. I feel like, maybe in certain unique circumstances, maybe,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
Okay. Yeah. Same here. I don't think that men and women can be platonic friends. And I'm talking about the overwhelming majority. So somebody might say, oh, I know somebody. Yeah, I'm not talking about the exception, right? The exception doesn't make the rule. I'm speaking
Right.
to the majority. Majority of men and women cannot be platonic friends, meaning non-sexual. Because here's what's going to happen. The first time a woman gives that guy a chance to hit it, he's going in. Now he might play it cool as long as you want to. He might play it cool. Yeah, you don't put him in the friend zone and all this other stuff. But the first chance he gets, he's gonna try to hit it.
That's a fact.
I can guarantee that. The
That's a
first
fact.
chance you give him to hit it, and some women have tried this theory out. I've seen it all over the place where it's cool. They've been cool for years. And then she jokes around with him and say, "Hey, you think you want to come over? You wonder I'm feeling horny tonight." Whatever the case is, and 9 times out of 10, that guy he's gonna fall for it. He's gonna be like, "Oh, are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you sure you want to do this?" And eventually gonna be like, I've been wanting to do this for years. I'm glad you finally asked me.
Yeah,
But
bro. Like
that's generally how it happens.
every guy is gonna take that opportunity. If
Right,
if he don't take that opportunity, then he might just be gay.
right,
He might be like,
right,
cause
right, right.
I don't care who he is. Like, and like women a lot of times women will say stuff like, "Well, he's a good guy. He would never
Right.
do that.
Mm. Them
He
women
would
be
never."
off, huh?
He would never do anything like that. Okay.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, nah, he gonna get it in. Like, if you give
Right.
him a chance, he's gonna get it in. So we both agreed on that. We don't believe men or women should have friends of the opposite sex, only associates. And we don't believe that men and women can be platonic friends, meaning we don't think they can be friends and not want to have sex. Either one gonna want to have sex with the other, vice versa. Usually it's the guy want to have sex with a woman. Now she put
Yeah.
him in the friend zone for a reason, right? A woman is gonna put a man in the friend zone for a reason. But again, that guy, if you put him in the friend zone, he is waiting on his chance to hit it. I guarantee it. He is waiting on his chance to hit it.
And you
He's
just
sitting
made
back there.
you you made him want to hit it even more. When you put him in the friend zone, that like every chick that's ever put me in the friend zone
Right,
has made me go after her harder at the end of the day.
right,
Like then I'm really willing to take chances and take risks.
right.
Like I'll do anything. Like
Right.
they be messing up when they do that.
Yeah. What's up, Red? Shout out to Reds in the building. Red.
What's
What's
up, brother?
good? Reds done
So
came in the
man,
house.
What's up, J
What's
Money?
good, man?
it's not all.
What y'all talking about? You said something about the friend zone.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? We got 2 parts. So the first one is should men and women have friends of the opposite sex?
Not
If
not
if in a relationship or marriage.
they don't need to be too close.
Okay. But they can have friends of the opposite sex.
They don't need to be close.
Okay. So would you say is that more of
Red,
like
Red's like,
associates
I'll
then? Is
kill him.
that associates in that at that point?
But yeah, associates.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
got you.
about it. You taking up my time.
Okay. I got you.
I'm about to go out to eat with my friend. No, you ain't. You about to go out to eat with me.
Right. That's a
That's
fact. That's a
that's
fact.
crazy. It's already busy enough in
Right.
life on a day to day basis now, to where
Uh-huh.
it can't give no date energy, no friend date energy, because now you're taking away from the time that we barely already have. Like that's just
Right.
not. It don't make sense. Not no relationship. It don't.
No. Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Do you think that men and women can be platonic friends, meaning be friends and not want to have sex with each other?
If he don't think she pretty,
Okay. Okay.
or like attracted to her, and
Mm-hmm.
if it got to be the strong friend zone, you know what I mean, where
Uh-huh.
she ain't attracted to him like that,
Uh-huh.
and he might be attracted to her. That's why he being a friend.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
problem.
okay. Wow. Man.
uh, he just in the friend zone so heavy. She over here asking relationship advice. Well, he could be a friend.
Okay.
He can, because
Okay.
she ain't gonna talk to him.
Yeah. Toya coming. What's up, Toya? Appreciate you for tapping in. She said this is interesting. I have several male friends. What you got on
You got several
that?
potential bachelors, is what you got.
Oh man. Anything on that, fellas? She said she got several. What y'all got to say on that before I jump in there?
Hey,
Nothing.
kudos to her.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Mm.
She
Well,
got it going on.
I will
Dang.
say this: you can have several male friends, but in my opinion, shout out to you, Toy. I think those men. Do I want to say this?
But friends
Go
while
ahead.
you in a relationship though.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Male
okay.
friends while you're in a
Oh, okay.
relationship.
I see. I see. I
A
see.
little
I
bit
see.
different.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Okay, now we're getting a little bit more context.
Toya, you owe me some 66.
Oh, there you go.
66. A sandwich or
Demetrius.
something.
Shout out to Demetrius. He comes in and says, a man will still hit something if the opportunity arises, attraction or no attraction. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I don't care
Well,
about
some men, because
some or most.
I say some. Well,
Ooh,
maybe most,
yeah. Come
but
on. Yeah. Let's be
but
real.
I've been cool with a chick that I was not attracted to at all before. Like
Yeah.
she was just a cool person, but I
Mm-hmm.
ain't no way in the world I would have hit that. Like no way.
Yeah. What
So
kind
it
of friend
depends.
was she?
You wasn't gonna hold her hand at the mall.
Nah. I wouldn't say she was a close friend, but
Okay.
it was somebody, we talked every once in a while or whatever.
Right, right. I got you. Toya comes back. She says, my ex used to always say they wanted more, but I don't think so. They never came off on me that way. Oh, wow. Well, let me tell
They
you,
were
yeah,
just
they might, especially if you had a man, yeah, of course they're gonna keep that cool. They
yeah,
just they
your
just
ex is
hold you
right.
right where they want you until they see an opportunity to come in on you. But yeah, just
Yeah,
because and your ex was right, he was right.
yeah. He
Those
was
Yeah.
men wanted more. And Toya, I know you. I don't seen you. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, I promise you, I
They
can
was
promise you,
lying.
I can promise
They,
you right
they was
now.
lying. They
That's
was
right. I can
lying.
promise you right now, them guys, hey, they knew what they wanted. And I can tell you right now.
Yep. They
So,
was lying.
yeah, them guys was waiting to get it popping. They wasn't just hanging out. I'm just gonna keep it real with
Yep, they were wolves.
you. Mm-hmm.
Wolves in sheep clothes.
Yeah. Demetrius
Wolves and
comes in and
sheep's clothing.
says, offer up the cheeks, Toya. See how fast they lose you lose male friends. That's a fact. That is a fact. Yeah, you offer up them
She
chick
not.
them
She
boys.
can't. She
Hey,
can't make too many valid points in here on that because she ain't
mhm,
nobody ugly either. So,
right. Soon as you even give them the thought that they got a chance,
They
that's
gonna be
exactly what they gonna say. They ain't gonna play with you.
what?
they
Damn,
gonna be
he
your
got
best
Guarantee that.
friend.
he done got some new sound effects over
Yeah,
there.
you know, I had to go and get a little something, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you right, Demetrius. She off up them cheeks, it's going down. Toya come in, she say Tyrese is my friend. So that means he just wants to hit it. I'm just saying, oh, what's up, Rez?
Hey.
Go ahead and keep it 100 with her, Rez. Go ahead and keep it 100 with her,
I
Oh
ain't.
Rez.
man.
I ain't gonna be
Uh,
embarrassed to hold her hand in the mall. Like, God,
okay.
dang, not on live, not on live. Good
I
God,
mean,
Woo! Wee.
he basically just answered the
Man.
question.
Yeah, see, he can't even answer it straight. He said he can't say it on live. He
He
said
answered the
he,
question though.
yeah, he said he can't say it on live. So
she
what
she
that tell
not
you right there?
Morris. You know her. She not ugly.
Oh yeah.
You
I mean,
know
I
that.
ain't got no shame to say that.
What you gonna be
Yeah,
like? No, stop, get off of me, stop,
right.
please.
And now she down there laughing with the laughing emoji.
I mean, look at her picture. How's
Yeah,
she gonna
yeah,
come on here with
Yeah,
that picture?
yeah. She know. She Toya, you know who you are. You
you
know
should
what's
have you
going
should have
on.
changed your name and put a mask on or something.
Unless that's a fake
Uh-huh.
picture.
Yeah, right.
I
Demetrius
don't
come in and say you'll never know unless he's presented with the opportunity.
I don't
So
think she looked
that's
like
right.
that in real life.
Huh?
I don't think she looked like that in real life.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
probably
Toya.
weird.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
probably
Toya don't live
weird.
like that. Toya, they trying to get on. They saying you don't look like that in real life. That's them talking at me. You know, I already know. You getting
Anyways, because we always get to a point where you want to bring something up about some chocolate chip coochie or something like that. More, we always get to a point,
right.
but you said the it said something about what was the main topic? Because I came in kind of late.
Well, what we just did two icebreakers. You want the
Yeah.
icebreakers? Because we ain't got to the main stuff yet. This is just icebreakers.
Okay.
Yeah, these just icebreakers. Yeah, so she said, she said, nope, I don't look like this in real life.
No, I don't.
But she just pulling y'all lead. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so as far as the so you believe in the platonic friends, Reg, you said no.
Why they in a relationship?
Period. Can men and women be platonic friends, meaning neither one of them have no sexual interest? They won't have sex, even if
Yeah.
the other one jump out there and throw it at them. You saying that they like, nope, we friends. I can't do it. You
You
think that?
said even if they threw it out there though, you talking about as far as a guy
No,
and
like say if the woman throw it at him or vice versa. Either way, most likely I'm gonna just say if the woman throw it at him, he ain't gonna do it.
with me,
No, period.
I'm
Is it? Is it? Is it?
oh
Is it? Is can men and women be platonic
man,
friends?
yeah, they can. Yeah.
And we want to speak to the probability, not the possibility.
Okay,
Is
yeah,
it?
they
Is
can.
it probable?
It's probable.
It is or not?
It is. Well, why
Uh
you asking me more than one time? Why you doing that?
nah, because this I don't think it is probable. And
I,
and Toya even getting she said he dancing around the question. Oh, she calling you out, bro. I told you, Rez, why you do this, Rez? Like, come on, Rez. You be better off just go straight at their head.
He do this every time.
Yeah, don't save them. Keep
some
it
of
real,
them,
Red.
some of them, you might have to knock their waistline crooked. But
Okay,
but
okay.
some of them, I don't know. You sure you don't want to stay in the house?
Uh,
I tell you right now, I'm hitting it
yeah, there you go. Just keep it real,
Not
Justin.
not
every
all,
time.
Tell them,
Every
man. Hey, he gonna do it
every
right,
time.
man. Come
not
on,
all of them.
brother. Come on.
Not all of them. But
Uh,
not all of them.
I feel you. I feel you. Hey, it is
Nah,
what it is.
it was that one chick I wouldn't have touched. I don't care what she said.
Right, right,
Nine
right.
times out of 10 though. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
As far
So
as
let's
guys though, a lot of times that just might be somebody in a friend zone. You know what I mean? It's
right.
it's a little bit different for guys than it is for women.
Yeah, women think they're really your friend and y'all really just friends, but most of the time men think about something totally different.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
I
little bit different for women than it is for guys.
Man, when I lived in apartments on the other side of town, there was this chick next door to me. She was going through a divorce and her husband was still living there. But I used to sit outside on the porch and talk to her every day, nonstop. We'd just talk about any and everything. And I was just waiting. I was waiting for her husband to leave. That's all I was doing.
He was waiting to get it. That's a fact. He was waiting to get it. He was
Uh, but then,
The
I
damn
don't know.
predator. He was a predator.
right. Right.
But
Right. Right.
in
Right.
the end though, they had a big falling out, and then the kids was outside crying and stuff. So I felt bad. I just left it alone at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
feel you.
at first he was well. At first he had the binoculars, boy. He was.
Yeah, it was kids involved, man. I couldn't do it. I was like, man, I'm gonna go on about my business. What am I doing?
Yep.
Con-
Toya come in. She said, I like blue shirts, honestly. Is that what color shirt you got on?
Oh,
Is that what
show
she
Man,
talking
that's
about?
good.
She said, I like blue
She
shirts,
what color shirt
honestly.
is that?
she ain't serious.
Oh, man, that's tough
I
right there. Ice. That's tough. Wow,
don't think
that's
she. I don't think she ready for me.
Go
I
woo.
don't
ahead,
think
You
she ready.
heard that, Toya? Hey, he ain't
go
playing with
ahead and
Hey,
go ahead and jump in
you.
that
He ain't gonna
friend
play
zone.
with you.
all them several guys got to go.
Yeah, he
Off,
said they
off the
gotta
rip.
go.
I tell you
Yeah,
right now,
he territorial.
you
Mm,
talking to me, they got to go.
He said they gotta go. He said she ain't ready for him. Yeah. All right. Uh, let's see here. What we got next? What we got next, guys? What we got next? Let's go ahead and transition, guys. Do modern day women deserve a good man? Do majority of the modern day women that y'all see out here today deserve a good man? What y'all got on that? Let's start with you, Ice.
I think all women deserve to be happy. Um,
Okay.
all women deserve to be happy, but
Mm.
a lot of a lot of the modern day women. When you say that, I'm assuming you talking about like the younger generation, like
Modern
20s.
day just mean
You
of
talking
this
about the
time.
modern
They
woman,
don't have
or
to
you
be
talking
young,
about a lady? Because you
right?
know it's a
Okay,
difference between a
that's a
modern
good
woman
point.
and a
Yeah,
lady.
Right.
that too. I mean, a lot of women are not in the right mind state to be able to be in a serious relationship and a real with a real man. Like a lot of them got that mind state where they feel like they don't need a man for nothing.
Right.
And some of them don't even understand what a man is or what a man does or should do or shouldn't do. Um, but I think everybody deserves to be happy though. I don't
Mm.
know. That's what I got to say.
Deserve is a strong word.
Yeah,
Um,
deserve to be happy, but
okay,
you gotta do the right things to get what you deserve in life. It ain't given to you. It
okay,
ain't free. You gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
like everything else.
okay. All right, Riz, what you got on that? Do most modern day women in this day and age that you seeing out here, whether it's on your news feed or real life, do they deserve a good man?
A lady, yes.
Modern day
A
women.
modern woman, no.
Okay,
Not a man. Not a stand up guy.
okay.
A lady does, but not a modern day woman. A
Why
modern
why why they don't?
because that's more on the self-centered, independent. I don't
Yeah.
need a man type.
Is that the type of if that is that what the modern day woman is?
That's what the
Basically,
modern. That's
that's
what the
pretty much what
modern
it is.
day. Yeah, the modern woman.
Uh-huh.
But as far as a lady, that's different. So you got. I was so
What do
I
I
was
say,
just
modern lady?
modern lady.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
think you playing semantics with the words, but I'm just saying it
but
is. You see what I'm saying? Because the modern day women, meaning women of this day and age, and who act of this time that we're in right now.
oh, who active this time?
Yes, that's when I
No,
say modern, that's what I mean. Like, because if
no.
I say traditional, then that would change it. But
Okay,
if I
well,
say
okay, I
modern
got
day,
you.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer is no,
Okay,
no,
okay,
absolutely not. Because that's more on they're more focused on what they can receive versus what they can. You know what I mean? It's not
right,
reciprocal of the modern age, the modern day woman, not the traditional woman.
yeah,
Yeah, it's more deposits.
okay,
It's more you're making more deposits while she making withdrawals. That's just how it is.
okay. I can understand that.
That's just how it goes. So like I was thinking about something. Me and my homeboy was talking about this yesterday.
Okay,
We talk about a lot about the guys like failing the lead
uh-huh,
and not having a man in the house,
okay,
having a mom raise a, you know, raise them off of this Cinderella treatment belief or the happily ever after. After the end, they don't have to do nothing. They in there. They arrive. So
right,
on the flip side is those daughters that's being raised in those households with no dad. They missing something too.
okay,
You know, they're not being taught how to treat a man. They're just being taught how to be a lady
okay,
and receive, but they're not being taught. That it's two ways to look at it. They're not seeing their mom treat a man a certain way. They're not seeing their dad treat their mom a certain way. So they grow up like just going off of what they assume, you know. So it's
right,
it's something missing on both ends. So nah, the modern day woman, no, nah.
okay. All right, cool. So, Demetrius comes in. He says, "Deserve? Nah." Uh, Warren, what's up, Warren? What's good with you? Warren come in and say, define a modern woman. So, a modern woman, like I said a second ago, those are the women of this day and age. So, when I say modern woman, I'm not speaking about the traditional women, women who move like women did back in the day. Let's just say traditional, the homemaker, so on and so forth. But when I say modern day women, these are the women who move according to they got that independent mindset to a degree, not all of them, but that type of woman right there. One comes and says, "I believe it depends on the woman. All modern women are not the same uh, and don't act the same." I agree.
Well, see, that's the difference between, like you said, the traditional
Oh,
woman
okay, yeah,
and a
yeah,
modern woman.
right. And you have some modern women who are good, who would make good wives. You know what I'm saying? Some know how to still move in a sense of let me help you, I got you, let me do this right. They still have some of the traits of a traditional woman. But by and large, most of them are similar. I would say most of them are similar. Um, and to answer the question, I would say no. Deserve is a strong word. I heard Ice say that all women or all people deserve to be happy. I don't. I actually don't think that's true. Again, deserve is a strong word. You know what I'm saying? Deserve means they've worked for it, they've earned it. You need to find any way to give it to them because they've earned it. That's when you say deserve. I don't think everyone deserves it. You have men and women out here acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? You got them out here mess with any and everybody. They
Yeah.
out here sinning left and right. I mean, they just all over the place doing stuff they ain't got no business doing, talking. They ain't got no business talking, being a bad example to their children and to the youth out here. I mean, you got all type of stuff going on. So I wouldn't say that they deserve happiness because they're moving in a way that, to me, they don't deserve nothing. You know, you got to earn it. Deserve is a strong word. That's why I use the word deserve.
All right.
Does
Yeah,
that make
and
sense, Ice? What you got on that?
but here's what I think the problem is. Like I think being an independent woman is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good
Yeah, it's
thing.
not.
Like
Yeah.
I want my if I get married again one day, I want my spouse to be independent. Like I don't
Okay.
want to have to hold her hand and walk her through life.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's like a lot of modern women, as you say, they're independent, but they don't see any value in a man.
Okay.
And
But
I
I think
think when you,
that's the difference between independence and self-sufficient, though.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
an independent woman would come off like I don't need a man. A self-sufficient woman would just be taking care of business because she has to take care of business or she's supposed to take care of business. An
yeah,
independent
it's a
woman is
different,
like she's just gonna mark the guy out, period, with hardly no
Okay.
possibilities. That's the
right?
difference. So self-sufficient, yeah, independent. It's like okay, well, she basically well, leave her where she at.
Okay. What, self-sufficient?
Self-sufficient, yeah, you're supposed to be self-sufficient.
Right, right,
But
right.
that yelling I'm independent and all that shit, yeah, leave her where she at.
Yeah, I feel like the culture pushes that, and like you said, if you are a female growing up in a household without a man or a father in your
Mhm.
life,
Right.
you're gonna gravitate towards the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
if the culture's teaching you that you don't need no man and teaching you that there's no value in a man, then that's your mindset throughout your whole life.
Smoke weed every day.
So it goes back to that.
Right, right, right. I agree. I agree. Demetrius comes in and says, "We get what we qualify for in this life." I agree 100%. That's what I say. I say people don't settle. You
You
get
don't
who you
watch your
qualify
videos.
for. Huh? Right.
You've been watching your videos.
Right, right. You don't settle. You get who you qualify for, and you get what you qualify for. I agree 100%. Shout out to Demetrius on that. Shout out to Demetrius. I think Reg dropped out. He might have got a phone call. That's probably what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, he got a phone call. Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. So again, do modern day women deserve a good man? No, no, you don't deserve it. That's something you got to earn, right? Remember, ladies, men are the prize. Men are the prize. Why do I say that? Because a good man is rare in this time. It is scarce for women to find a good man versus the opposition. You can find a woman, right? There's a lot of women out here. They're very similar, right? A lot of women out here similar, but women are struggling to find good men to bond with. All you got to do, if you don't believe me, scroll up and down your Facebook news feed. What you see, woman after woman after woman complaining. They're sharing the same memes. They're saying this, they're saying that. These women are struggling to find good men to bond with, right? Shout out to Jessica. Facts, trying to find a good one. Hey, I appreciate your honesty. Appreciate your honesty. Thanks for keeping it real, you know. But like I said, good men are hard to find in this day and age. It is what it is. We done
Yeah, we are.
live streams. That's right. Hey, we done did live streams on men being leaders and all this other stuff. So we don't just talk down on the women. We talk about the men too. You know
Right,
what I'm
because
saying?
like
We
we
hit
said
both
earlier,
sides.
yeah, because
Go ahead, bro.
the one we had before was the segment where we asking were men failing to lead
Right.
properly in this day and age, and the answer is yes. So
Right. Yeah.
it's definitely not one sided here. And I mean, hey, we don't always agree on everything.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
a fact.
it is what it is. You know.
Uh-huh. Shout out to Daquan. What's up, big dog? What's good? What's good? What's good? He say facts. We still working and learning. Hey, that's true. Hey,
Hmm.
trying to grow every day.
Grow every day.
What's up, Janae? What's up, cuz? She says, you are right. It is very hard to find a good man. That is true. It is very hard to find.
But ladies, with that being said, when you find a good man, keep him.
Right.
Don't just toss them in the friend zone because that's
Right.
what y'all like to do.
But what if they don't know what one looks like?
That's true.
But that's a problem.
That's
That's
one
a
of the main
problem.
problems.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's why
Right.
the friend zone's so big.
Right.
The
Right.
bed
Right.
and the bedroom's so empty.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And
That's a fact.
the roses running out of batteries.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought right there. The next question is this: do women in this day and age know how to retain a good man? Do women in this day and age know how to retain a good man? We'll start with you, Ice. Matter of fact, let's start with Rez. Let's start with Rez on this one.
But you know, it's so weird. 'Cause I know we shoot off the gut, but it's so weird to come in late and get put on the spot. You know
Okay,
what?
you want Ice to go first?
No. I got it. I got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I got it. Um, nah, it's not. I think one of the main problems is um everything else that they put. It seemed like they're not as good as we are to compartmentalize things in our life. Like say like we can go work hard, get off of work, fix something to eat, do some laundry, do some stuff with the kids, still be horny. A lot
Okay.
of
Yeah. That's a
a
good one. That's a good
lot of
one.
them can't really do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just off of the going to work hard and focus on the kids, they be like, I don't know, I'm too tired to do so. Just off of that little angle right there,
Right.
it's not as easy for them to maintain it. Like when we talked about before how a lot of them they'll submit to their manager
Right.
better than they will whoever they talking to. So I mean that alone is, hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. What you got on that, Ice?
What Rez said, and then I think a lot of women fall into that honeymoon stage,
Uh-huh.
but when life hits and that reality check comes, I feel like a lot of women, as life goes on, um, what am I trying to say?
I get what you're saying, like because we talked about that with marriages too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Where they're thinking about the fairy tale, they got this image in their head, social
right.
media got them up there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got to think about when y'all driving home after the honeymoon,
Yeah.
Right.
y'all got to pay that debt off from that
Mhm.
reception. Y'all got
Yeah,
to
they
figure
can't
out,
deal with all that.
yeah, like then you got the everyday boring life. If you can't maintain living the everyday life where ain't
Yeah.
nothing special going on, you ain't
Hmm.
gonna make it with that person because
Right.
you know on a regular basis it's go to work, get up for work, get the kids ready for school, get them out, pick them up, you know, all of that stuff. Food, watch TV maybe, do something with the kids for a little bit, get ready for bed. Them everyday repetitive days, a lot of times they can't handle that.
Right.
A
Yeah,
lot of well in this day and age, a lot of them can't handle that. Because then
and
they're gonna
then
turn around and go look at their phone, start scrolling through their phone, looking at paradise.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, I know one time we did an episode and Maury said you should continue to date your spouse.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when life you get into life
Yep.
everyday routine. We was talking about work life balance. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to find that work life balance and keep dating your spouse, and you gotta find time to make it happen.
Yeah, because to a degree, it's got to be like a business. That way, you know how you have follow ups, you have meetings, you check the temperature on everything.
Right,
Because there's gonna be times that you ain't gonna want to. This is like going to the gym and eat vegetables, man. You ain't always
right,
gonna want to do that shit.
right,
So you got to make some time out. Look, we have to do this or make time for this because this is healthy. If not, it's gonna get worse.
right,
You know, we gotta put some time to the side for this. I don't give a damn if we gotta go walk at the park,
right.
watch Power or something when the kids go to sleep.
Okay.
Something. You know, you got to make some time for. If not, it's not gonna make it. It's
Right.
not.
And
That's a
see,
fact.
here's what happened, Here's what happens, ladies. This is going on at home, and at the same time, you got your guy friend sitting over here at work that y'all all buddy with,
He
and
got on the Dior and shit.
all of a
He got the
sudden,
Dior on.
he got time to take you out to eat on a
Right.
date.
Mm.
Your husband's trying to figure out his work schedule and try to make it work where he could take you out.
Right.
And
But
he
here
putting the
comes
roof over
somebody
your head.
and you putting a roof over your head. So that's why I said when you find that good man that's taking care of business, you better recognize that as a woman.
Okay.
He like, girl, I got this BMW. It ain't breaking down or nothing.
Right.
And he
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna order something to eat on our lunch break.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Because
smell, you smell the
that
cologne
friend
I
at
got
work
on.
ain't shit.
Say what now?
That's work husband.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
work husband over there.
Work husband ain't shit.
Work
Right.
He
husband
ain't shit.
joints.
You don't want
Work
him.
husband joints ain't messed up because he ain't on that concrete floor at that warehouse.
Right.
He over there. He sitting in that cubicle next to you. Talking about
Right.
some. Oh, girl, you don't deserve that. Girl, you don't deserve that. You
Yeah.
think I would have let you go without an adjustable bed, girl? I
Mm.
wouldn't have did you like that.
Right.
He, what?
Right. Right.
What?
Right.
He don't put his socks in the hamper. What? Oh, girl,
Right. Yeah, that's crazy right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
damn.
he ain't shit.
You don't deserve that. You don't deserve
that's
that.
right. If Quan come in and say you got to learn him, communicate, and put egos aside. So he was talking about how a lady can
Maintain.
retain a good man. Yeah, and he also come in saying exactly why both parties have to be realistic with one another. That's exactly why both parties have to be realistic. Yep, that's right. Shout out to
Yep.
you.
You have
That's
to.
that is a fact. You gotta be realistic.
You have to. And if she ain't doing the basics, if she ain't doing the basics, you know what
Right.
I'm talking
Yep.
about?
Right.
Uh, hey, no, I ain't gonna say it this time. But stomach,
What you got? Mm.
stomach full,
Oh yeah.
balls empty.
Hey, there you go. That's
You
it.
got
That's
at
the
least
key.
you gotta do
That's
that.
the key right there.
Give up that chocolate chip coochie. We talk
That's
about
it.
this all the time, boy. We talk about
Right.
it.
That's
Jay know. Jay know.
yeah. Hey, that's how you.
Jay know.
That's how you
You
do it.
gotta. Hey,
You
she
know
gotta
what I'm saying?
be. While we folding them clothes, you gotta let me fold you up right beside the towels.
Woo!
Right beside them. Yeah,
That's it. That's a
Oh
fact.
man.
it gotta
That's a
happen.
fact.
If the door don't work, if the lock don't work on the door, put that dumbbell in front of the door so it can't open.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Woo! You know
That's
how?
it.
Hey, look.
Well, it sound like you know I did all this before.
He was
Uh
like, hey, put if that lock don't work, put something in front of that door real quick. Hurry up, hurry up.
huh.
My
That's
man,
it.
you
That's
know
all.
from experience.
And
That's all you gotta do.
you know that's when they ask for all the snacks too. You been and gave them your food.
Yeah.
Can I have this Olive Garden here? Go ahead, hurry up, shut up.
Uh
Go
huh.
ahead.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Demetrius coming in. He say that's fact. That is
yeah.
facts. That's it.
All fruit snacks be gone when you
Right.
get home.
Yeah. That's true. So let me jump in there. So answer the question: Do women know how to retain a good man? Majority of them in this day and age. Now these are the ones, of course, who are in the market. I would say no. Um, a lot of them try methods like showing their bodies online or dressing a certain way out here, and they try to use those types of methods and going out and hanging out at bars and parties and hanging out doing girls trips and things like that and posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook of them traveling. Many of them try to retain men by doing things like that. It's almost like sometimes you get the sense of, are they trying to make men jealous or really want them and say, oh, I can provide that lifestyle for you, or whatever the case may be, but those are many of the methods they use to try to retain a good man. Some of them will go into men's spaces or invite a man into their space, and some of them will even go as far as maybe cooking a meal from time to time, or even sex or doing things like that. But the thing about it is, many of them are not consistent with the things that they'll do. So they might try this here and there, or they may call you or communicate somewhat, but then the communication falls off. Or they might talk to you a certain way for a little while, then that kind of dies out. So a lot of women in this day and age cannot retain a good man because they're not consistent on doing the things that men love or the things that a man wants her to do. So therefore, many of these women, the tactics that they use to try to get men, they only work temporarily, and that's why you got a lot of men. They'll fly you out or do whatever they got to do. They'll hit it, or they'll take you out once or twice and they'll hit it. But a lot of times, the women are not able to retain that man because the methods they're using don't work. Now, women, I give you a tip. If you ladies want to retain a good man, you have to come in, and more than likely, you have to take a traditional approach. Men, more times than not, bond with and try to marry women who come off as traditional women. Those are the types of women that most men go after. Not all men, but most men go after the traditional, consistent woman. And if you keep that up, tone it down on social media, tone down these wild, expensive lifestyles, tone that down, right? The more simpler you come off as, the more likely you are to retain or to be able to retain a good man. You also got to keep yourself up, keep your hygiene good, keep your hair done, keep your face looking good, dress appropriately, things like that. These are ways that you can retain a good man. Stay in the gym, right? Stay fit, eat healthy, try to eat as healthy as possible, take care of yourself. When men see these things, they're going to want to clean to you because they see a lifetime with you, right? But if they see you looking all right now and they see you eating sloppy and doing stuff, they're like, man, she's going to be fat in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that's the truth, though. That's the truth.
Now,
go ahead.
You can gain a little bit, so that's why I be lifting weights, so I can pick you up.
Right.
But and when your back start to spread too much and your eyebrows start to go too far apart, I'm gonna be kind of like, you gotta. I ain't even gonna do it like that. I'm gonna tell you what I do.
Okay.
We're gonna do more walks. They're like, come on, man. This is, I've been taking this allergy medicine, so I think we need to start going on walks together more outside.
Okay.
It's more tranquil, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've been, since I started doing these exercises, it's been relieving a whole lot of stress,
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna have to worry that the health is wealth, though. Seriously, though, you got to be
Yeah.
saying healthy lifestyle, because man, if you ain't drinking water, and I'm all in here in the gym all the time, and you don't even want to do nothing like active, go nowhere. I can't big my back as much as I got to worry about. That's all you eating is the bad stuff and not working out. Then too, you know how it is for a guy. When we work out, we do a lot of leg workouts. I'll be ready to hump a mailbox. And then
Right.
you over here, you ain't drinking water, and your blood pressure high, and you still going to the barbecue place every
Right.
week. You ain't trying to do nothing to fix it. Um, and you don't want no smoothies, but you
Right.
want a honey bun.
Right.
Like health is a big part of it. It really is a big part of
Right.
part of the maintaining. because that's going to affect your skin. That's
Yeah.
going to affect your hair. That's
Yeah.
going to make you more stressed out.
Yeah.
It's going to make you more sluggish.
Uh-huh.
It's a downward spiral. So like you can't. It's going to be hard to maintain a decent guy if just off of the health alone, the being health conscious alone, it's
Yeah.
going to hurt you.
Yeah. Don't let that be you, man. Don't let that be you.
No, no, it trickles down too, because the kids is gonna want to do what they do,
Kids. Okay.
which is gonna make it even worse because they ain't gonna be able to focus and good at school. They start behaving a little bit, acting a little bit out more than they normally would.
Right. Right. Right.
So I
So
got a question for you, Red. I got a
yeah,
question for you because I'm sure some women out there are asking this question.
hmm
So is it possible to find a good guy that is overweight and doesn't
yeah,
work out? Okay.
that's a well, see, but health is wealth, though. What's
Yeah.
gonna happen
Yeah.
over time? Over time, we'll go ahead and go into this then. Because this the other angle. Since I
Okay.
said all that about the woman, that's my fault. It did sound one sided, didn't it? Okay. He start getting fat. He lose an inch. The further it goes,
Yeah.
he ain't his circulation. His circulation ain't gonna be as good. Same thing. High blood pressure. Skin gonna be all broke out. Same thing when I drink too much beer. When I drink too much beer, my face start breaking. Look, his face start breaking out a lot. He gonna be sluggish. He ain't gonna be able to lift you in prayer in the bedroom. See, he ain't gonna be able to. His eyes gonna change colors. They gonna change yellow.
You gonna slack off at work too?
He gonna slack off at work.
Yeah.
His hair gonna fall out. Ah, I shouldn't even said that one. I shouldn't have said that one. Never mind. Never mind. I shouldn't have said that one.
Yeah.
I like my bald head, but
Well, the
There
army
you
did
go.
this to me. So
smoke weed every day. See, I don't know that the weed might help relieve stress though. That's
Right. Right.
because
Right. Right.
anxiety, but the diet is gonna it's gonna cause anxiety on top of that for both for
Mm-hmm.
her and him. So
yeah.
it's a downward spiral. But they
All
could be
right.
good. They could be nice people.
Oh, here
Right.
they got another call. Bring it back. Let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in. So, Ice, with everything we're saying that, as far as the women not being able to retain a good man, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let's go ahead and say it away. Are men in this day and age angry? Are men in this day and age angry? By and large, are men in this day and age angry? Are men angry in this day and age? Let's
Um.
segue. Are men angry?
Are you mean like physically angry? Like
Yep. By and large, are there a lot of men out here that's angry, frustrated?
I think there's kind of like a perceived notion or bias that men are supposed to control themselves at all time, and
Right.
um a lot of times men are kind of frowned upon if they get angry, whereas women, if they get angry, it's like normal
Right.
almost. um
Are
but
men angry?
I think that I think a lot of men are angry a lot of times, because we bury our emotions, and society as a whole puts a lot of pressure on men to be successful and to provide and protect. So it's almost like a natural thing. Like even me personally, I can admit I find myself getting angry a lot of times when in reality, I probably shouldn't be or whatever. But
Why are you angry, Jason? Why are you angry?
I think in most cases it's because of things that are going on around me and I'm not
Okay.
verbally communicating about.
Okay.
Like for me personally, a lot of times when it comes to like stuff going on with my kids or their mother, like I've conditioned myself to keep my mouth shut in a lot of
Okay.
cases. So a lot of times I do get angry, and it might appear that we're angry at one thing, but in reality, we actually angry at something else.
Okay.
So
All right, Rez, are men angry in this day and age, whether it be the dating or anything? Are men angry? Are men, is it toxic masculinity? What's going on out here? Are men angry? What are men fed up? Are men fed up?
Man, how you gonna blur out like that?
Are men angry?
Blur
I'm
out
back.
question. Now, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Frustrated
Mm-hmm.
with probably like in society right now,
Okay.
finances,
Uh-huh.
expected to be the bread. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna say I'm not because I go to sleep. Something irritate me. I just go to sleep. I go take a nap.
Okay.
Um, as far as how society is right now, how hard it is on a man, like to be expected to be able to provide and meet the standards of today's economy. And I ain't talking about just women, but I mean like taking care of your kids, whatever
Uh-huh.
the school asks for, extra activities for the kids. Well, women, uh, to maintain a woman right now
Yeah.
is expensive for a man.
Okay.
yeah,
Like because at the end of the day, even though she makes her own money, that's not yours.
Right,
Like
right.
the money you make when you go into a relationship or you go to meet a woman, that's 9 times out of 10, your pockets are gonna be expected to extend out as opposed to a woman's. Her money is for her bills and Amazon.
Okay.
yeah,
Heard that.
Your money as a guy right now is for you, your kids, maybe her kids, and her. That's not
Okay.
saying that she not maintaining her own household, kids, and everything financially or whatever. But it's
Right.
more on the guy when it comes to that, and also when it comes to just the cost of living alone, even as a guy by yourself.
yeah,
Living on your own, and we ain't even talking about even dating anybody. Living on your own as a guy to keep a roof over your head is not easy for them for most people, for most guys. So that's that can cause a lot of frustration because you're talking about keeping a roof over your head. That's hard enough. A car, maintaining a car payment, car insurance, kids. If you have them, then if you want to date, you gotta factor that in. Because even if she's an investment, it's still gonna get more expensive.
Right.
Let's say she's not a bill, and let's say she's not running your pockets. You still gonna want to spend some money on her.
Okay.
She's still gonna
yeah,
expect you to do something for her. Same with the kids. Even though you're keeping the roof over the kids' head, they still gonna expect you to be able to do other things.
Right.
So I would say that they're more frustrated. Most men are more frustrated than angry.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put them in the same category.
yeah.
Frustrated, angry.
I think when you say angry, it comes across as more like a physical reaction. Like I
Breaking
guess,
point.
yeah, like Rez said, I get more frustrated. I guess to put it that way. Um, but yeah, I think that's why a lot of men, a lot of suicides are men taking their lives because And that's not to say that, women don't have responsibilities, because they do.
Right.
But as a man, we're expected to meet those responsibilities, and in a lot of cases go above and beyond.
Right.
And if you, a lot of times, even if it's something out of your control, if you're not able to fix the problem at the end of the day, as a man, you take that personally.
Yeah.
So,
And that's a strike against you too. So,
yeah.
you know,
Right. Yeah, I agree.
so that
Go ahead.
you gotta factor in the other part too. I almost forgot what I was saying. You have to factor in the other part too. Is the other frustrating part about that is not only maintaining. Let's say you can maintain. You got to make sure that you ain't no target to anybody, and we talking about anybody that's watching you, anybody that's watching your kids,
Right.
or those, let's say, those women that are trying to leech off of you. So that can be frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another angle to it. So it's a lot of things to worry about. Protecting your family, that's frustrating because it's a different time. It's a different day and age now. Everybody got a gun now.
Right.
Yeah. And it depends on the man too. I will say that some men take it harder than others. I have a friend down here in Columbus, Georgia, a close friend, and I'll tell you, this man has got a big nice house. He's got kids. He's got a wife. This man has motivated me so much in the last 4 or 5 years, because he will do anything to make sure his family is straight. When I say anything, this man, it don't matter what he's got to do. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, he is gonna make some money. And
Yes, sir.
that type of person, it's it's almost a blessing to have somebody like that in your life that can motivate you that much. Because for me personally, I was always just happy to have what I had,
Right.
you know. So it depends on the man too. But in general, I think a lot is expected and demanded of men.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll jump in there and I'll say that by and large, a lot of men are angry, and they have several reasons as to why that is. I would say number one, it would start with the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Where they are spiritually. That's a good level setter right there. And outside of that, a lot of men are angry because of shout out to Shannon Wilson coming in here. A lot of that starts off with whether it be the dating market, whether it be relationships, marriages. A lot of men are angry with women out here. Of course, that's why you got the whole gender war going on. Men are frustrated. Men aren't, getting attitudes or mindsets that they would like to have in their women. Um, that's a part of it. Then, of course, you tap into politically, economically. The economy is crazy. Numbers are high. Prices are high. Whether you're talking gas prices, whether you're talking about rent, whether you're talking about mortgage, whether you're talking about guys running out here rampant, the killings, the shootings, the violence, the theft, all of that stuff. Right. Well, it's talking about the children, how a lot of these children acting out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are frustrated in that realm of things. They're frustrated with the laws, the courts. That's one thing. A lot of men they feel like they're getting ran over by the courts, whether you're talking child support, whether someone's dealing with alimony, spouse support, or they're going through a divorce. They don't think that the courts are fair, things like that. But a lot of it stems back to the women they deal with. So within their households, men are not pleased. So men are angry when it comes to a lot of things going on in relationships, dating, things they see online, different laws. Men are being accused of different things, and even though they may be innocent, it's believed all women, right? So you got that going on. So there's a lot of things going on out here. So by and large, a lot of men are angry. They're angry again with a lot of women feel entitled. Men are angry about that. Oh yeah, you owe me this. You got to do that. You got to do that. Right. So it's a lot going on. So again, a lot of men are angry, but we're here to create solutions. So again, I say that starts with the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that negative thing is in your life, cut it out.
I will say this. I will say this too. I agree with everything you just said, but I will say that as a man, it like that's what determines a real man versus a boy. Like you gotta fight through it and do what you gotta do at the end of the day. So we're not making excuses. But a lot of bad men or boys, they fold under the pressure. So
right, that's true.
So this is what happened to me. Probably about. I mean, my pops just started doing this to me recently, and the first time he did it, I kind of like froze, because I was getting some groceries. I was in a checkout line at the grocery store, and he was on my. I had him on my headset, and he said, "Let me ask you something. How's how are you feeling mentally?"
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I froze because it was like, he said, "Oh yeah, you didn't say nothing, huh?" I said, "No," because I said I wasn't expecting nobody to ask me that. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We they want us to be, everybody, including society, is expecting you to be solid, tough it out, man up, all that type of stuff. But they got to think about our mental. Like nobody really considers that. Oh, go talk to God.
Right.
If you talking to your homeboys about some stuff like that, which we consider that brotherhood. Oh, it's gossiping, it's sassy. You know what I
Right.
mean? Y'all gossiping, but really, nah, that's not the case. That's not how you should look at that shit. Like we have to be able to get this stuff out, vent to somebody,
Right.
not a woman. Do not vent to them.
There you go.
You know,
There you go. That's right.
I need you to open up to me. Yeah, I open up to you about what the grocery list is and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
what need to be fixed. But I'm not gonna open up to you about like the daily struggles, because it's something about it that makes them look at us like we got a weakness or something. They don't like to really look at us in that light, and that's what makes it tough,
yeah,
because we have to figure out what are we gonna use for outlets. We got to go talk
Right.
to. What do you talk, like my situation? I was talking to my pops. Go talk to your homeboys or something like that. Yeah, of course you got to pray about it, but
Yeah.
you need to talk to somebody too.
Yeah.
But it can't be
yeah,
her. It can't be her.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Like, yeah, you don't want us to come off feminine or nothing like that, but we still have to be in tune with our sensitive side.
Yeah.
So that's the part that people get mixed up, and that's what's causing people to be. I'm gonna say frustrated, but you saying angry. I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
frustrated.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
frustrated, but
Frustrated.
we
Sure.
on the same
Yeah. It's the
path.
same.
But
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest problems. Is
Mm-hmm.
the Western diet,
Mm-hmm.
is it's the demands of the economy and society, social media, kids,
Yeah.
women, schools, jobs, um, in trying to maintain and still trying to
Another one.
stay on 2 solid feet, you know,
Yeah.
and not being in tune with the mental side because that's causing anxiety, all that type of stuff, mental breakdowns.
Right.
So that's some of the main problems right there. But yeah, we got to start focusing on men's mental health.
Right. That's 100% right.
Yeah, because here's the thing for women, it's okay for a woman to break down and start crying in front of anybody.
Right.
Like a woman could do that in front of anybody. It don't matter, and everybody's gonna console her. Um, and then like for the women that were abused or the man got them pregnant and left, they get all this assistance. You got assistance out there for women in that situation. You got batter shelters for women that's been abused. You got
Another one.
all you got all these resources out there for women,
Right.
but where are the resources for men?
Because
You know?
if one of us busts out crying in front of a bunch of people, right?
Yeah,
Hey, like regardless how bad it is, the women gonna panic. They gonna panic.
Right.
Like you just bust out crying in the public. Of course, a man might try to figure you out or try to understand it, but
Right.
you literally, you got to go in the bathroom or something.
yeah.
Can't nobody see it because it's just. I guess it's just the nature of it. It's just you got to, man. I cried earlier, man, because I ran out of the damn pineapple juice. I had to go to the store. I couldn't let the kids see that. Woo, boy. Oh my God. But yeah,
Hey,
we
I
gotta
busted.
we just gotta work on it.
Yeah, that's 100.
Um,
Let me address some of
outlets,
these chats. Go ahead.
hobbies, stuff like that. Whatever you consider outlets. Going to the park. Mine's going to the park, lifting weights, going shooting.
Yeah,
Right.
Drinking, ride a motorcycle, whatever. You gotta have them outlets.
Yeah.
You gotta have somebody to vent to too,
That's a
even if
yeah.
fact.
it's a homeboy or something.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
the key. Let's tackle some of these chats. Miss Wilson come in and say, "Oh Lord, here we go." Georgia Peach got the eyes.
Oh my God.
Shayna Wilson come in saying she's catching up. She's trying to catch up.
So
Georgia Peach come in and say men be feeling entitled too, and I don't like that. So she was saying when I said women feel entitled, that's why a lot of men are angry. And she's saying that men be entitled too. We'll talk about that.
so
We'll touch on that.
I ain't heard nothing else from Toya, but now as soon as I thought it was clear, then Georgia Peach
Oh yeah,
gonna come
they
in
coming.
and
That's it.
hey
Yeah.
hey.
My man Deion Skills come in saying, "Yes, sir. We talking so we don't blow our own heads off." That is true. A lot of men gotta
Yeah,
get it out.
you gotta get it out.
Uh-huh.
Gotta get it out.
Shayna says that she says, "Why not? That makes no sense." I
Huh?
have to get back. I don't know what she's referring to. She said, "Why not? It makes no sense." If that's your life partner, why not? Oh, she's saying, why can't you vent to your spouse?
You can
If
vent
it's your
to a
life partner.
degree, but you
Man,
like when they're on that verge of breaking down and all that,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot do that.
They say you
Can't
can't
do
do it.
it.
She's saying
I'll
that's some
tell you
angry
why.
work. Okay.
Tell them why. Tell them why.
Everything I told my exes in the past, when we broke up or went our separate ways, they threw that shit right back in my face.
Yeah.
Every single thing I told them.
Mm-hmm.
A woman would throw it right back at you. Yeah, she'll throw it right back
So
at
look
you.
at it like you got he got a weakness. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
That's
This
it.
is how is this how he gonna react every time something like this happen?
Georgia Peach come in and say, I understand man supposed to talk to somebody, but yes, I do get sassy and I don't like that. There you go. Shannon come in and says, talk to your partners, gaining understanding of what
you feeling and going through.
But see, that's talking. That ain't when you like in one of them rough,
Right. Mhm.
on the, on the
She's-
verge of, huh?
She says, she comes back, says, jail is y'all's resource for abusing them women. She said, just kidding.
Oh Lord.
Jordan P says, where's the music coming from? Don't worry about all that.
Yeah, we got
sound effects.
Well,
we advanced around here.
Right. Yeah,
here's the thing. As a man to a woman, I'm supposed to make you feel secure and safe. How am I gonna make you feel secure and safe if I'm coming to you crying about all these issues I got? You ain't gonna feel secure and safe.
Right.
You ain't gonna feel secure and safe if that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Hey man, cuz what's so funny, man? What's so funny?
No, Red say the sound. Oh no, Shane said the sound effects are awful.
He's embraced it.
Yeah. Georgia Peach come in and say hello, Ice and Red.
What up?
What's up?
Yeah. Demetrius come in saying we vent in our prayers. That's right. So we vent in our prayers. We talk to God. In other
You
words,
got to do that too.
Yeah. He comes back saying, don't give a woman any fuel to toss on you if you ever spark up. That is true. Shayna says, let's be clear, men do that as well. You guys.
Bring stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Mhm.
Hey,
I mean,
I've done it in the past. I didn't did it before.
I'll keep it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't did it before.
Oh, okay. I see now. Keeping this stuff in your back pocket. I got you.
Yeah, that way I could hurt your feelings if I got to, but I don't
got
want
petty
to. Though.
history. I got
I don't want to.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So with this being said, let's go ahead and segue. So, question. So this came off talking about why men are angry and what they should do to kind of solve for that. The next question is this: are women creating healthy spaces for men to comfortably lead? Right? Will women allow men to lead? Are they creating healthy spaces for men to comfortably lead?
Nah, that shit's expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. I'm talking about you talking about in general, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Okay. All right.
Now, I don't have no money problems, but I really have to. You really have to. That's why you really have to make sure you really figure out who you're dealing with, because that's not saying it's not no good ladies out here. It is. What I'm saying is, in general, though, we talking about in general. In general, it's not a safe space.
It's not. Oh, okay.
It's not. Nope.
I got you.
Mm-mm.
So they not comfortably letting men lead?
Nah.
No, it's not happening. Okay. What you got on that, Ice?
I say in most cases no, because here's what happens. When a man tries to lead, a lot of times women will question his decision. I've told several people, including some of my exes in the past, that don't ever question me, because I don't do anything without a reason. Like everything I do in life has a reason behind it.
Right.
Because then when I explain to you why I did something, then you feel stupid. So that's why I didn't even want to tell you the reason behind it in the first place. Because now you feel like an idiot. So I think there are situations. I'm not saying women are always wrong. I'll listen to you. I don't have no problem listening and taking advice. But just know that when a decision is made, there's a reason behind it.
Right.
So that's the main thing. Like as far as leading, That's the main issue I ran into. Anyways,
Riz, look like Shayna coming in saying, sounds like you don't want to lead.
I mean, I already
Red.
got the counsel. I already got the counsel.
Uh,
So like, I ain't, I'm already leading. I'm leading these two little girls in here.
okay.
So
There you
at
go.
least I could at least show them what wasn't shown to a lot of women growing
Right,
up.
right.
Like from the man's perspective, I got to show them not just how to be a lady, but how to maintain a man and how to spot too. So
Okay.
yeah. Now other than that, I'm something like a big deal. You
Okay.
know,
There you go.
like
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow my purpose. If you feel like I ain't leading good, then I got two Nike duffel bags in there on in the closet. I'm gonna
That's
be straight
right.
regardless, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah,
But
that's a fact.
nah,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
good. I'm good at leading. I ain't gonna lead nobody to destruction or nothing like that.
yeah, look like Georgia Pete
No,
say she say she used to allow men to lead. Georgia Pete say she used to.
Georgia Peach is the bomb.
Okay.
I
Well,
feel like
it's about the now, though, right? Go
Huh?
ahead. I said it's about the now, though, ain't it? Go ahead.
Who me? You wanted me to go? Or,
No. I was saying she was saying it used to, and I know you were saying she was bomb. I said it's about the right now, though, ain't it?
Oh, she said used to.
Yeah, she said I
Not
used to.
not she's used to doing it. Oh,
I used to.
well, no, she ain't the bomb no more. She was. She
Was
was. I don't. Yeah.
okay.
Now I don't know what to say. I don't even know
Okay.
what to say.
I got you. Demetrius come in and say she should have already sought out his leadership before becoming committal, so there'd be no reason for questioning.
yeah.
That is true. I
But
agree.
I think sometimes women misunderstand the definition of lead.
Yeah.
Like sometimes a woman will say you not leading them because they're not getting what they wanted, or
Oh
it's
my
not, or,
God! You ain't got no sound effect for that.
Oh
or
yeah. Oh yeah.
What sound effect you got for that? Cuz.
Which one you want?
Yeah. Well, play all of them. Just play all of them. Nah.
You know
or
what I'm saying?
they
Oh
didn't get
Yeah.
they didn't get what they wanted, or things aren't going their way.
Right.
So now now you're not a leader. Now you're not a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
So
I think
I noticed there's been a shift in the word of submissive because, you know,
yeah.
up until recently, people were looking at that word the wrong way. They like, oh nah, I ain't about to be submissive to him. He ain't about to order me around and blah blah blah. But I
Right.
noticed lately they haven't been looking at it the same way. They have been looking at it for what it is, like leadership versus your master. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Because that's how they was looking at it before, like the previous years. So, hey, like, but that go back to what you said though. If they feel like they're not getting their way, and I'm not speaking for all of them, because somebody gonna jump in the comments. Though
Right.
a lot of them don't know what that means, and they take it as if they're not getting their way.
Yeah.
He ain't treating me right, But
Right.
it is what it is.
Right. So with women allow men to comfortably lead. Now I'm gonna say no, and that's a huge part of why a lot of men are angry. They go into these relationships, they go into these marriages with these say fairly decent women, and they thinking like, okay, cool, we're gonna get in here. I'm gonna be the head. I'm gonna run the household. Everything gonna be good. Protect, provide, do all the things I need to do as a man, procreate, problem solve, do all those things, and she's gonna follow my lead. She's gonna be with me. She ain't gonna turn against me, right? And a lot of men are getting into these relationships and marriages and finding out when it comes to something that she don't like or that she has a slight disagreement with, she's gonna go the other way. She's not gonna put her ego down. She's not gonna put her pride down. She is gonna go the way that she ultimately wants to go. You know, and a lot of men are angry behind this. A lot of women will not fully, comfortably create a space for a man to lead. As a matter of fact, you have a lot of men out here who are shamed. A lot of men have to be damn near perfect for the woman to even respect him. If he makes the slightest mistake, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, it could be putting a toilet seat down. I don't care what it is. These women lack grace for these men.
Yeah,
And
throw the
they
whole
are
day
not,
off.
right? And they're not there. They throw the whole day off, no sex tonight. I mean, they going crazy.
Well,
You
see,
know,
that goes back to that weaponizing stuff too, because they know that's a big deal. Like the way that's a way of how they, you know, we talked about weaponizing sex. For example, I think the last segment. So that's where you basically walking on eggshells. So you
right,
really can't you like how you gonna lead if you walking on eggshells? You know, if the other person is if that woman like nah this hot girl summer or whatever, black
right,
girl magic, and ain't no leading that, ain't no leading that.
right,
It's not. It's just that's just how it is. Yeah,
right,
you supposed to keep your own identity, be able to do what you want to do. Like yeah, but I guess it comes down to the type of stuff she wants to do.
right.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
Jordan Peterson say you look like a cousin.
I'll take this back to my military experience, so we can define what a leader is, for the women out there. If you're a woman, you should want a leader. Um, so in the military, leadership always eats last. They're always the first one into a situation, a bad situation. They're always the last one out of a bad situation. Um, you at being part of a leader, being a leader, part of that is showing grace to someone that has made a mistake. Um,
Right.
but also to be stern and fair. Um, so those are things that all women should desire in a man. And I think it's got misconstrued as like Rez said, is like the woman is basically serving a master.
Right.
And that's not the case. Like
no.
a true leader, a true leader is serving you at all times.
Yep.
They put you above themselves. Um,
Yep.
and that's a big thing in the military for leadership. We always put the subordinates. We always put them above ourselves. So
So I know where he about to go with this. So I would agree with most of what you're saying. But what he about to say is
I already know. I
what
already
he
know.
about to say is what he about to say is what he about to say is the head of the household following God's purpose. And so putting God before everything else. But to be fair,
Well, the God is my leader.
we're yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but
There
that's
you
the
go.
point. So
Yeah.
the question I was about to ask, do you think we're better at following the leader than women are? Because you can
Oh,
still
10
be a leader.
times.
You could be a leader and follow a leader, chain of command.
Mm-hmm.
Only time I've seen the modern day woman be successful at that is at work.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, only
At the
at work.
household, like man, they gotta tell you gotta be you talking about on your P's and Q's for a lot of these women to really follow you.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, it gotta be popular for society to follow you these days. For them to be like, I'm gonna follow him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's super overwhelming, yo.
yeah. It is, man.
You know, so if she more popular than you, just more popular than you, a lot of cases, you ain't gonna be able to lead her like you want to.
Nope, that's fact.
Just off of her being more popular than you in society's eyes.
Yeah,
That's something. That's a lot to think about, yo. You could be the most masculine dude in the world,
yeah,
throwing damn tumbleweeds on the back of the pickup truck with a damn tool belt on, fixing a shed. If she more popular than you in society's eyes,
yeah.
you ain't leading nothing. You ain't leading nothing.
That
Like
is
if
true.
somebody break in the house, yeah, you can go out there and protect her and stuff. But
Yeah,
as far as leading that household, you ain't doing that. And she gonna make everything, but it's everything gonna be based off of public image.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
fact.
just the climate we in right now, boy. So you would have to be like way more popular than her for her to really be like, all right, like come in there straight off the gate. Like I'm gonna,
Right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think it goes back to the older generation, like, decades ago, women wasn't in the workplace, even all the way back to when they couldn't vote. So I noticed that a lot of women nowadays, when they get these jobs, especially if they get in a supervisory or leadership position at the job,
They wearing the pants.
it's a problem when they come home because they're still in that mindset, because they always feel like they got to prove themselves to not just you but society as a whole, that they can be a leader and
And
they
it
can
don't.
be.
We don't want to make it sound like we don't want them to go make a living and do what they
Nah,
aspire to
yeah,
do, but this is some of the issues. We just saying this is some of the
yeah,
cause and effect of because if they a lot of them, it's more so women breadwinners right now. That's just how it is.
Right.
right,
So with that, it's an imbalance. That's not saying they don't deserve what they're getting paid. It's just this is part of the issue though. That's what makes it a little bit
right.
more difficult, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So
That's
you
true.
know,
Let's tackle some of these comments. Demetrius come in saying there's no room for disrespect from either the man or the woman. I
nope,
agree.
absolutely not.
Demetrius also comes in saying a leader is good at listening. That is true.
Right.
Yes, that's a fact.
Georgia P says, I'm not saying that is correct, but sometimes things don't play out like you'll be talking about,
That's a
We'll
fact.
have you
I mean, it
elaborate on
depends on
that.
the
Yeah,
situation. Well, I mean, that could go for anything.
Right,
But
yeah,
right. She comes back and saying the woman should be following God's lead whenever you first encounter her. If she's not submissive to him, she should be left where you found her,
that's a
basically.
fact because we got a lot of them that's saying they be submissive to God and then get with a guy and will not be submissive to him,
Right. And
which
then
is
she comes
not,
back
which is
and
not.
says that's her problem. I don't think she's referring to that being a problem. I think she's talking about something, but it could be. She said, I'm just kidding. So maybe she is right. Let's see here. Hold on. We jump down. Just kidding. I'm going to get serious. Take off. Demetrius comes in and says, take off your supervisor hat when you get to the house. That's a fact.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
but that's
true.
for both. That's for
Mm-hmm.
both.
Yeah, it's both.
Nah, not for the man. I don't agree. We'll
Yeah,
talk
but
about
he,
that in a
but
minute.
he, but he's supposed to be the
Well,
supervisor
just
in life. In life, because
You-
for a guy to take the supervisor hat and bring it from the job, he not comfortable with himself. He carrying that title. If he ain't a supervisor in life,
I mean, he'll lead it. He'll lead it though.
no,
That's kind of how I see it.
it's some
I think he's
feminine, soft pushover manager guys. As soon as they take that badge off and go outside, they ain't leading nothing, man. You know what I
I
But
mean?
think
but that's by choice. But you were saying that he should take that hat off too. When he Demetrius
Yeah.
was
So
talking
what
about
I
the
mean, as
women
far as
taking
like,
their hat off.
yeah, see, I get it from the woman's perspective, but as far as the
Yes.
guy, you leaving. When I say that, I mean leave the job, leave the work at work.
Yeah, leave
But
work at work, but I think that's a different context he's coming from. And take the supervisor
yeah,
hat
for,
off
for
when you get
her.
at home. Yeah, I think, because men and women are the same. We make this big mistake trying to compare men and women. No, woman take her, but
No,
that doesn't mean a man. Man will come home and he gonna lead too. But what Demetrius is saying that woman did not then get to go home and also be a leader. That's what he's saying.
yeah, that ain't how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he comes back. He
I agree.
says, Karen Lynch is the head of CVS Health and is worth millions more than Kevin, her husband. She claims to have no issues following his lead. That's good.
There's some exceptions to the rule, we that's why we always say the
Yeah.
majority. We never say all.
right.
Never
But
will we
even
say all.
even my wife, my wife is a director of a company that she's over. But when she
Mhm.
comes home, she's very submissive. She's very cooperative. She does the things I need her to do. So
Mhm.
hey, when you got that in order, it's all good. Uh,
Yep.
Georgia Peach comes in. She says, "Question: Do you believe a woman can fix a broken man?"
Hmm.
Uh, no,
No.
no,
What about you, Vice?
You say no, not at all.
not at
I
all.
mean, it's gonna
Is
be
she a
really hard.
therapist?
Yeah, it's gonna be real hard.
Can
Real
she do
hard.
it? Can she do it?
That's not her job.
But that ain't the question. The question
Right.
is, do you believe a woman can fix a broken man?
You know what? Let me think about that a little bit more.
Yeah, let me think for a second.
So, so,
That's a
so,
good
okay.
question.
All right. So, say if he ambitious and he been through a whole lot, and she comes along and she uplifts him, yeah, she could fix a broken man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
yeah.
think so too, Ice?
Yeah, I think in that situation,
And that from that aspect, yeah.
yeah, from that aspect. But I do feel like there might be certain issues that a man could be going through that maybe a woman couldn't fix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
But
Yeah.
but it
That's what I
but
meant
it
when I said that.
Okay.
yeah, but it depends though. I think it's possible, yeah. I would say it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think a woman can fix a broken man. A lot of times, as men, we go through different things in life. Life is typically harder for a man than it is for a woman because a lot of people are there to pick up and they got a lot of systems and programs that help women as they go through things, but they don't have the same amount of programs for men. So I would say that a woman could absolutely come into a man's life and fix him. Now, I'm going to say this is not necessarily her job. I wouldn't put it on the backs of women to fix men. But the question is, can a woman fix a broken man? I'm gonna say yes, and it depends on the level of brokenness that he has. But a woman can absolutely come in, provide him with some of the things that he needs, and help that man get back on his feet. And he could definitely turn things around and become the man
Yeah. See,
who
there
he's
it is.
supposed to be.
It's up
You
to
know what I'm
him to
saying?
just. It's up to him
Mm-hmm.
to be man up and pick up the
Right.
pieces
Yeah.
from that point. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where that's where we kind of like maybe our answers changed in the middle of that
Okay.
question is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because not so much of that is he gonna be willing to pick up the pieces and take her uplifting him and
Right.
motivating him to keep moving
Right.
and build from that, get back on his feet from that.
Yeah, and I
So
think
yeah,
another thing too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was saying this they can. A
Okay.
woman can.
So, and Demetrius, it kind of addresses this next. But what I will say is this: it depends on how it's broken. So, is this spiritually? Is this physically? Is this financially? Is this emotionally? Is this mentally? So it depends on what form of brokenness he has. If he's broken spiritually, like Demetrius says, he needs Almighty to be fixed. But even from a spiritual standpoint, there are a lot of women who meet men, and because that woman is in the church, that man he starts going to church with her.
And that also helps him because now he's encouraged, okay, let me get to church because this is where she at, or she goes to church and she wants to invite me, or I know she goes to this church, so now I'm gonna go to that church because then, you know, she might see me as a good guy and I'm a leader and I can be this and I can be that. So even from a spiritual standpoint, from a financial standpoint, definitely, you have a lot of women out here who are doing very well financially. You got men who could be broken financially, right? So you do have some women who can help out. Now, we don't encourage this necessarily because, you know, that could be dangerous and the men can use the women and it
And
can go wrong.
And that's
But-
him not being a leech.
Right. And yeah, not being a leech. But a woman could absolutely help a man. Even from a mental standpoint, a woman could provide or help provide certain classes or education or different things or courses, help, whatever it is that he may
Safe
need
space.
mental standpoint, a safe space, right? So yes, a woman could definitely do it, and that's a big part of why I lean on, you know, in Genesis 2:18, where it's talking about that woman being a man's helpmate or suitable helper, right? That's where that comes in. That she's a suitable helper. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the woman helping her man get to where he needs to be.
There's one more thing I want to say on that, because there's a lot of women out there that are in relationships, and they keep holding on to hope that their significant other is going to change. So keep in mind when we say that to all the women out there, you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change.
Right.
So don't ever sacrifice yourself for somebody else.
And that's
Um,
what we was like,
yeah.
where she can help him. She can help a broken man, but it's up to him from that point on if he takes that and builds from it. You know, but what you're talking about is like we were saying, the freeloader, the leech, the
Yeah.
fuck boy,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call him, where he just there. He'd be like, let me borrow $40 until I get paid. She say, no, man, you ain't never got no money. Like,
Yeah.
like the freeloader,
Right, exactly.
Pookie Ray Ray. That's what they
Pookie
call
Ray
it.
Ray's right, exactly, yeah. And Demetrius comes in, he's saying she can aid to his healing. That is correct. And he also says a good woman can be a man's greatest inspiration. That is also true.
That's
Yeah, but
That
just
is
just
also
know at
true.
some point, if he really cares about you, he's gonna do what he's got to do.
he gonna do what he
Yeah.
got to do. He gonna get on his feet, and he
Yeah.
gonna reciprocate that.
Right. Mhm. Yeah. Georgia Peach says, Ice, call Mitch. Ice with the heart face. Call Mitch.
Call Mitch.
I don't know anything about that.
Who is Mitch?
I don't know. I know she got hearts and smiley face, so it must be a good thing. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay. Hearts back at you, I guess.
Right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and say now for the final topic. Should relationship and marriage advice that come from single people be taken seriously? Should relationship and marriage advice that come from single people be taken seriously?
You want to go first, right?
I mean, I've been married twice, but I'm single, so I guess
she said she liked that comment. I said what she was saying.
Oh,
She
okay.
liked what she said.
so I've seen. So it depends. It depends on the type of person. Let me break this down like 3 different ways.
Okay.
Okay, so my first marriage, I was married for 9 years, right?
Uh-huh.
Teammates. She passed away.
Okay. Sorry.
I got married again. Not teammates. 2 years. 2 years is some change.
Okay.
So getting advice from me, single person, I can tell you the good and the bad. I can give you advice on what works and what doesn't work. Now, on the flip side, during my successful marriage, a lot of stuff I learned was from associating with a lot of other married people too.
Okay.
So it depends on the situation. So say if you say if y'all need some spice in a relationship, right?
Okay.
And this is the guy, and his friend is a player,
Okay.
so he knows what he know how to rub women the right way. You know what I mean? All that type of stuff. Knock the waistline crooked. He know what type of things he should get for him. What what really he knows how to f the brain a little bit. You know he knows what to do with that chocolate chip coochie. He knows exactly what it takes to really turn her on and
Right. Right.
make her toes pop. And you having problems in your relationship, in your marriage, not in North Carolina, but so you trying to keep that fire, you trying to cut that, turn that kerosene back on.
Yeah.
He might be a good guy to go to. You know what I mean? So she having problems in the bedroom, and her homegirl Taisha, she a sexy red.
Oh
She
man.
know how to. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
All that type of stuff. That you can get good advice from them. Say you say one of y'all friends, y'all trying to travel more, and you got a friend that's a travel agent or something like that. Like this is picking up. If you know how to pick up good things, the good from anybody,
Uh-huh.
it works. But what I recommend is for you to associate more with married couples, and because you've seen it too many times. I've been on the phone, and then when my home was be like, man, nah, that you need to knock her down and leave. You might be getting the wrong advice, or these single women talking to their married friend. Oh hell nah, bitch, it couldn't be me. I wouldn't, I wouldn't go for that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile they not married. You know,
Right.
and you over here getting advice from this person, but so it's good to be able to pick up. You can learn from anybody. You can learn good and bad from anybody, but I would recommend, if you can, get most of your advice from people in successful relationships versus getting this one-sided BS that you're hearing from people. That's like me going to somebody. This is like me going to somebody poor who can't manage money right and don't even be like, man, what you think I should do when it comes to day trading?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. So, but that's what's happening. There's too much of that happening right now. There's too much of them talking to your girl. What you think I should do with him? And she been single for 8 years, and you like, what you think I should do for my husband? She like, girl, I'll leave him, and you be like, like that's what's happening now though.
Right. Kelvin come in. Shout out to George. Say she like the sound effect. Kelvin come in and say he agree, bro. He say that's 100. What's up, Kelvin? What's good with you, bro? Go ahead. What you got on that, Ice?
I'm gonna say hell no. Shouldn't take no advice from somebody single. Unless they gonna tell you what not to do. If you
Right.
gonna tell me what not to do, I'll listen.
Right.
Because and then a lot of times I notice a lot of times women like to take advice from the homegirls that's single. You know, but I'm that friend that's gonna tell you, hell yeah, leave his ass. You don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, my girl. Yeah.
but
No,
but
I'm telling you. Yeah, dog. Go ahead, man. Go hit that refrigerator back if she tripping. Go over there down there. Bring your own bag of popcorn over there and go ahead, Netflix and chill. She ain't gonna
but but yeah, I would highly recommend that you associate and talk to people that are married or in a serious relationship. When you get in a relationship advice, I mean, there might be something good that you get from somebody that's single.
Mhm.
Um, but 9 times out of 10, it's like you're single. Unless you're gonna tell me what not to do. Now, obviously, what you did didn't work, and I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself too, because I'm single. But you know, so
Oh.
I but
Woo.
but yeah, it's just it goes back to anything in life. If you want to be wealthy, associate with people that get money. If you want to be married, associate with people that are married. If you want to find God, associate with people that believe in God and go to church. Like it don't matter what you do in life. Associate with people that you aspire to be. Um so that's my whole
So,
take on that.
so that's what I was saying. Like that can be taken two ways. Just like I said, you might, her homegirl might be Pinky, and she ain't throwing it down like that in the bedroom. But she wanna find a way to spice it up. So she associate herself with Pinky a little bit. That advice, and then advice, Pinky over here telling, look, you supposed to stand up. Sometimes you gotta do the work. Sometimes you gotta get up there and you gotta bounce.
Right. Hey, that's it. Hey,
But
that's
Pinky's
it.
single though. Pinky's single, so you gotta be able to know what to pick up from who too.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you gotta know who you're talking to. Some of the most successful people in life are people that know how to use people.
Okay.
yeah,
So so if I know Maury is good at computers. I'm just making stuff up. But if
Yeah.
Maury is good at computers, then I'm going to him for a computer issue. If Rez is good at working out and I want to get in shape, I go to Rez to learn how to get in shape. So that's what successful people do is they find out people's strengths and they use those strengths to their advantage.
Right.
hmm
So
FYI, we both work out, but Maury is more of the gym guy, and I'm the IT guy.
okay.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
Oh, there it is. There it
Net-
is.
Network.
Oh man, I got the
Yeah,
gym.
Yeah.
nobody network.
I got the
Hey.
gym though, bro.
Yeah. You got. Yeah. I
I
see.
got
I see. You got it all over there. You
set
good.
up now, dog. Yeah,
Yeah. Man, that's nice.
that's gonna be an episode. We're gonna be working out
Okay. Yeah.
and
Let's do
talking
it.
and talking
Yeah.
about
I'm.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm with all that.
Gonna
Kel will
be,
come in and say. That's why you have to go to people who want to see you win. I agree with that.
that's the fact. So that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah, that just go back to knowing who to associate with.
Right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't believe anybody wants to see you win.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't
Oh,
believe any like I okay. So
Jesus Christ.
like I said, I come to Maury because I got a certain issue I need help with. I come to Rez because I got a certain thing I want to do or working on.
Uh-huh.
Um, nobody wants to see you win in life. They're looking at you as how is this relationship me and this person got going on? How is that going to benefit me? And they might not be a narcissist. They might be looking at it as, well, it benefits me this way and it benefits him that way.
So you
It's a
just saying,
trade.
well,
It's a
I'm
trade off.
yeah, it's definitely got to be a trade off of anything, But I'm gonna say that sounds more like them not necessarily not wanting you to be successful, but more so them wanting you to be successful with them,
Yeah.
or
Okay,
don't be
you could say that.
successful without them.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
could say that. But but see, here's the thing. Most people are not good at reading other people.
right?
And they don't look at life this way. So I just say when it comes to this topic, I just say go with people that are married. Like if you want to stay married and be
Like
successful,
minded.
yeah, find somebody like minded. If you want to be successful being married, then find people, surround yourself with people that are married.
Right.
That's the best route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the smartest route.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because if you're not resilient enough, like you said, reading people or whatever, or knowing what to take from who and not to take from who,
yeah.
then you know you good. You know your best bet is to go the safe route.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, it took me a long time to master that concept.
Yes,
It took me it
sponge.
took it took me about my whole life, to be honest. So I just know that most people cannot do that.
Right. It
So
does take some conditioning over time.
yeah,
So okay, so that's what's crazy, right? So to quote good guy, in order for me to be the good guy with an edge, I had to learn like what you're talking about. You got to know what to pick up on and what not to, and what women really like in the fuck boys,
Right. Right.
and take what you can from that would benefit and
right.
implement that as much as possible into your, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Things
And
that are,
to your
yeah,
playbook.
yeah, basically. So like whatever you can take from that's appealing to them without it making having a negative impact of your character as a good guy, that's what you would have to do. Like to actually to because really a lot of times it's I mean men and women do this shit. They say what they want out of somebody or
Mhm.
what they would want out of an ideal guy, and then they'll friend zone. A lot of guys will say they want and this out of a certain type of woman, and they'll friend zone her. So,
Yeah,
um, that's what it like you said over time, knowing what to take and what not to take in from different people with different walks of life. If you can't do that, your best bet is to go the safe route and just
yeah,
associate with the people who do this or specialize in this and that, and just stick with just them because you're not capable of reading other people or picking up certain things from them without it without it burying you really.
yeah.
Right. Right.
I mean the safe route is the best route, I think, in that situation. That's what I would say.
All right, Georgia, let's tackle some of these comments. Georgia P come in saying, I wouldn't take advice from my single friends, and I'm single. Okay, good deal. Good for you. Pretty much, he says, pretty much you're saying level yourself up. Yeah, from
Mm-hmm.
going by using different sources.
Yep.
Kelvin comes in saying that Jesus hung out with criminals. That is true. Uh, George P says, facts, ice. Orion, appreciate you tapping in, man. He comes in saying, hang with best, become the best. That's right. Hang with the best, you become the best. That is true.
Yeah.
Awesome book to read. You guys must have referenced the book. Kelvin says, awesome book to read. Demetrius comes in saying, I only have taken marriage advice from my successful married elders.
Yeah. Oh, that's another problem too. It's not enough.
Oh,
Now
okay.
they're
I
dying.
got
They're dying off, yo. So
you.
who's coming up next?
Yeah,
The
that's true.
grandma and grandpa who's still lit at the club,
Right, right.
buying the bottles and shit, long eyelashes and shit. Like
Right.
you ain't getting no like that generation is next.
Okay.
So it's not gonna be as many elders to really like for you really to feed off of.
Right. Yeah. That's
That's
true.
scary.
That's true. And Vaughn comes in saying, "Really, LOL."
I
So
gotta
go ahead.
make a phone call real quick. I'm gonna check back in just a second.
Okay.
All right.
So to answer the question, I will say this: if someone is single, they can give advice if they like. They can give relationship advice like if they had some fairly successful relationships, right? If they've
Yeah.
had success in relationships, if they're currently single, they can give relationship advice. Like I'm saying, single and never been married. When it comes to giving marriage advice, I think that someone who is currently married can give advice, and even someone who's a divorcee, because a
Right.
divorcee has seen both sides of it. So I think
Right.
someone who's divorced can also give advice on marriage. You see what I'm saying? Because they've been there before.
Because that's what
They
I'm saying. Like I've been on both sides. You know,
right,
my
right,
successful marriage was till death do us
mhm,
part. You know what I
right,
mean? It
exactly. Yeah,
wasn't a divorce. The unsuccessful
yeah,
one ended at the end. It was short lived and it ended with a divorce. So
right,
you know, those are two fairly different relationships. You know what I
right.
mean?
Hmm.
And so it's like you know that's another story. So you know, like I wouldn't be against marriage because I've seen the good and the bad. You know,
Right.
so coming getting advice from me on that, you're gonna get some pretty decent damn advice.
Yes.
But that ain't everybody's testimony either. So
Hmm.
you
Right,
know,
and that's why I say that. Yeah, if you've never been married, I don't agree with you necessarily giving marriage advice if you've never been married. But like I said, if you've been there before, you can give that advice. Just like I said, a single person who hasn't been married but have been in some good relationships, yeah, you can give relationship advice because you've been there before. It might not have worked out, but at least you've been there before. So that's how I see the whole thing about giving advice. And you got to watch who you're getting your advice from, ladies and gentlemen. You know, don't just get advice from anybody. Uh, Shout out to Chocolate Drop. What's going on? Appreciate you for tapping in. But yeah, don't just get advice from anybody. Again, I'm gonna say it again. If you're giving relationship advice, sure, you can be single and maybe you've experienced good relationships. If you're giving marriage advice, you can be currently married, or you could be a divorcee, and maybe you've had some good experiences. You've learned from your mistakes. Maybe the other person learned from their mistakes, and you can speak on it. So even if you're a divorcee, I do think you can give marriage advice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got. Another thing, let me throw this in there. I see a lot of married, more so men than the women, but men and women telling others not to get married, right? So you have a lot of individuals who are married or who have been married telling other people not to get married. Here's my thing on that. For that reason, that is why I do believe in divorce and finding the right person for you. I'm gonna say it again. For that reason, that is why I do believe in divorce and finding the right person for you. Because as men and women of God, we are here to push the gospel, right? We are here to practice discipleship. If someone is in a marriage and they are miserable, they are less likely to push the gospel by telling others, because remember, marriage is a godly institution. If people are unhappy within a marriage, they're less likely to push that on to the next generation or to other people. You see what I'm saying? So I believe in, well, y'all figure it out. Now you can go seek wise counsel, therapy, do whatever y'all got to do. But if you come to the conclusion that it ain't going to work, you just not going to get on the same page, whatever the case may be, I do believe in you going out there, finding the right person for you so that you can then experience the goodness that comes from a marriage. And then you can also encourage others to get married. You see what I'm saying? But what I don't like is people who stay together for many, many years and they're miserable
while they're in that marriage, and even after, let's just say it dissolves of itself, and they're telling other people, don't get married, don't do it, blah, 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 blah. Because the truth is, marriage is a beautiful thing when you bond with the right person. It is a beautiful thing. A lot of great things can come out of it. And it could be great for children if you guys have children, right? A lot of beautiful things can come of it. But a lot of people in this day and time are speaking negatively about it because they bonded with the wrong person and things went wrong or things are going wrong currently. So they're not telling others to get married and they're not pushing God's kingdom and pushing the gospel. So I do believe in divorce and finding the right person if that's something that you have to do. What you got on that, Riz?
No, I totally agree with all of that. Definitely, that's a fact. But that go back to what I was saying. Like the successful one lasted about a decade. The unsuccessful one didn't last. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna get to the point where you and maybe them, y'all gonna start losing y'all identity.
Right.
You know, mental manipulation is a big deal.
Right.
Because even though you're supposed to bond and you're supposed to be you're supposed to become one, that doesn't mean y'all supposed to be carbon copies of each other. Y'all supposed to still be able to comfortably establish your identity as an individual. Right. And if you can't do that comfortably, it's not gonna work no way.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Jason, Ice, what you got on it, man? We saying that the last thing I said was that you have a lot of married people out here telling other people not to get married. And I said our jobs as men and women of God is to push the gospel and practice discipleship and, you know, help God's kingdom flourish by encouraging others to move a certain way, right? So in this topic, you know, we're talking about marriage. So we're supposed to encourage others, whether it's our generation or the generation coming up behind us, to get married, to bond with one another, so on and so forth. That's the best thing for themselves, and it's the best thing for any offspring that they might have, any children they may have, so on and so forth, based on the stats, based on reality, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I said, I do believe in divorce and finding the right person. You see what I'm saying? If you guys have went through the counseling, therapy, did whatever you had to do, and you just come to the realization that it's not going to work, I do believe in divorcing and finding the right person versus living in misery and telling people not to get married. You see what I'm saying? What you got on that?
As far as like getting a divorce, should you get a divorce? Is that the question?
It's more so about individuals who stay bonded even though they're miserable, and from that they tell other people not to get married. So what I'm saying is, in that case, I believe that you should divorce and find the right person so that you can speak positively about marriage and do what God, or speak how God would like you to speak, because marriage is a godly institution. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know why we let other people tell us what to do in our lives. Nobody is going to tell me I should or shouldn't marry somebody. So I would not listen to somebody that tells you something like that. But if you
people that do,
yeah,
but
so that's what it comes down to. We talking to the sheep, because the majority are usually sheep.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Easily influenced.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if like you said, if you went to counseling, if you've done everything you can to try to make it work, I definitely do not think you should stay with somebody just for financial reasons or kids or something like that. If you're not, like I said, it goes back to, I believe everyone, I know you said not deserves, but in a way you kind of like, if you don't deserve to be miserable the rest of your life. I'll say that.
It depends on what kind of work you put in. That's why that deserve is a you gotta be careful with that word. Now you're talking about people who put in the work. Yeah, they do deserve to put in the work, but you got people that ain't putting in the work. I can't say, oh, they deserve it. I can't say that.
Yeah, I just think if you in a bad situation and you know you are, you should get out and like if you're not willing to change, then you're always going to be miserable. Always. You got to be willing to change. And if that takes you divorcing somebody, then that's what it takes.
Okay.
It's a fact.
So, all right. Vaughn comes in. She says, you can't get advice from a hurt and wounded person because it might not be right. That is true. Georgia Peach comes in saying, trusting and loving is so complicated. It gets to the point it turns people off from wanting to get married. Which I got on that. She said, loving and trusting is complicated.
So this the other part too. We can't be influenced by. I'm not saying that's what she's talking about,
Okay.
but we can't be influenced by these celebrity relationships
Okay. Yeah.
because that shit is so far from reality. They living in this fake, made up world with a bunch of made up drama that they create
Right.
just for exposure. It's not gonna be like the everyday situations that we face. You know, I wasn't responding to her, but I'm saying
Okay.
like in general, like that's a problem that a lot of us is running into these days is trying to live like celebrities.
Right.
And that's from a relationship standpoint. That's from trying to get the Lamborghini truck.
Right.
That's from trying to go on trips every other month
Yeah.
when we can barely afford to pay our rent every other month. Like it's just not the right space. It's too much. It's too much theatrics, and that's what's causing these problems. Like
Right.
where it's just it's not. We being led by the wrong people, and choosing to be led by the wrong people. Yes,
Right.
choosing to be led by the wrong people.
I want to I want to address what Georgia Peach just said
Okay.
about loving and trusting somebody.
All right.
If she's anything like me, I went my whole life not being able to love and trust anyone.
Okay.
But here's my response to that. Imagine if you did happen to meet somebody that you can love and trust, that one single person in your life that you've been able to love and trust. Imagine how good your life would be.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Now, that train of thought applies to everything.
Mhm.
If in life, if you are not willing to take the risk, you will never reap the reward.
Right.
That goes to starting your own business. That goes to completing college or going to college. That applies to everything. Everything in life. You got to be willing to take the risk. And at the end of the day, you might get hurt, but it's
Learn.
not gonna kill you.
Right.
Nobody could stop you. You got to believe in yourself and take the risk and take the chance.
It's a fact.
Yes.
I must say, Jay getting all the brownie points tonight.
I hear
Cause
you, Kelvin. I hear you, Kelvin. Second
man,
time I'm in the side effects. I got your
Jay
big dog.
Jay Money killing it tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Telling you,
Cindy
killing
comes in. Yeah, and another thing, loving and trusting, yeah, it can be a challenge. And a lot of times, what a lot of people have to do, what it boils down to is looking in the mirror. And you gotta work on yourself, and you gotta make sure that you're putting a good product out there.
That's a
You see
fact.
what I'm saying? So a lot of times you have people who, a lot of times what I find out they have a lot of love and trust issues. They've been hurt a lot of times by different people. And a lot of times, I'll say a couple of things. You are who you attract, for one.
Yeah.
So the caliber of person you're attracting and you're dealing with, that's a reflection of you. And then if that's the case, that means that there are some things within yourself, whether it be internal or external, that you got to work on. And you got to be able to face it and say, all right, cool, let me get myself together so that I can attract a higher quality person.
And you
You
got
know
to
what I'm
study
saying?
these people in
Right.
different environments and see how they
Right.
react in different environments.
Yeah,
And that'll show you just about everything you need to know.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right. And Cindy comes in, she's saying the only grounds for divorce is adultery. What y'all got on that?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well,
You
nah.
think
So
so?
look,
Hold on.
no, it's more than that. It's more than that. That ain't what I got divorced for. Like it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things that can lead you to that
Yeah.
walking back out of that castle gate, yo. There's
Right.
more than adultery.
Yeah, and some people I've seen
People
it broken
change.
down. People change, and some people say adultery. You can use that word in a lot of different ways. I've heard of people use it in the way of you commit adultery against God. So that might mean that
Yeah,
even
going
as a
against.
wife, right, you're going against what God has called you to
There
do
you
as a
go.
woman. That's adultery against God. You're not loving God. You're chasing the world. You're chasing
Yeah.
this other
So
stuff. You're chasing the media. You're chasing the
exactly,
music. You're chasing what's on TV. That's
exactly.
adultery against God. So I guess we can throw that in there, but I don't think that's what you were talking about, Cindy. But we can say that adultery against God, that's gonna break up that bond between you and that man because you're not
But
doing
you
what you're
just,
supposed to do as a wife.
but you just basically answered. I ain't even got to explain it no more.
Okay, you're good.
So you answered her question and mine, but yeah, it's more to it than that. But like when you said adultery with God, I ain't gotta say nothing else because
Right.
just going against His purpose
Yes.
and
Yes.
his grounds with marriage, the institution of marriage, that's adultery to God.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot more things than having sex with another guy or
Right.
another female than that be grounds for termination.
Right. That's 100 right there. So yeah, we can
Yeah,
throw that adultery out there. Go ahead, Ice.
I think people that say that they misunderstand the vow that you take. It's they take death to what it
The death do us
do
part.
it do its
Literal
part.
sense. Yeah.
Death do its part. They take that as literally.
Right.
If you say adultery is the only reason for a divorce, then I'm assuming you don't believe that people change.
Right.
That people
That's
never
true.
change.
Yeah, because that's not the only vow that can be broken.
Right.
Yeah,
That's good.
like death do us part. That means that your marriage has essentially died. That's not a literal saying.
So Jason, are you speaking to like spiritual death as well?
That too, yeah.
Okay.
If but it could be that, it can be a lot of different things.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes you just grow apart as people. You just grow, like the kids
That right
got
there, what you
grown.
just said though, right there, that growing apart thing, that's what a choice. That's what a choice comes in. So like
Okay, there you
Yeah, yeah,
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot. That's where the choice comes in. Because if you want us to keep growing apart, then you just sit back there and fold your arms while it happens.
Okay.
Now,
yeah,
you talk about us having differences, because that's what they be saying when they saying grow apart, like as if it's not going. Basically saying, so when you say that, that's like saying y'all ain't gonna have no differences, and if you're not growing apart, no, growing apart could be just letting it go.
Right.
You know,
right.
you're not supposed to do that. You know, because y'all all of a sudden start having differences. That's when your marriage is being tested, and you need to start seeing if you could work on it, find some solutions. But sometimes hearing that growing apart thing, a lot of times that's a choice
Yeah, I
from
agree with that too.
one or the other. You know, because it could
Yeah,
be
I
one
agree.
fighting to keep it together, and the other one trying to just let it fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I ain't with the growing apart thing. I ain't with that.
Nah.
Yeah.
But mental manipulation and being foul, competing, and all that type of stuff,
Yeah.
that's different. But growing
Yeah.
apart, that's some bullshit.
That's the modern day type stuff
because
going on right
that's
there.
them. That's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
times that's an excuse.
Right.
Yeah.
an excuse to be like, oh, I tried everything. It's just trying to part ways and, you know, get my what they say. I'm trying to, they'll go back to their old pictures. I miss the old me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss the old man. I need to
I
get the
lost
old me
myself.
back. Why you want to go back to your old self?
Right.
Take what you
I
learned
agree.
from this and elevate.
Right.
Don't go back to the old you.
Right.
Elevate. But they're growing apart. It's one thing if y'all ain't if y'all it's some stuff that's just like can't be fixed or like unforgivable. But when you talk about growing apart, that's a choice.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's a choice.
Demetrius come
So
in. Go ahead.
my bad. So but there are some differences that can't be resolved,
That's a
right?
fact.
Like, so it's not just adultery. Like, it could be other things that you try to resolve between the person, and y'all just can't come to agreement or see eye to eye. But
Like
yeah,
what? You got any
I
example?
man, put me on the spot. I don't know. It could be anything. Like,
Maybe
just what?
you can't. Maybe y'all can't decide which church y'all want to go to.
Nah,
Are you talking about as far as
I wouldn't
Not
say
that.
nothing
Okay.
petty. Yeah,
Okay.
it wouldn't be nothing petty like that. But I don't know. Well, maybe. Okay, let's say this. Maybe y'all got married, and neither one of y'all was in the church, or neither one of y'all worship God. But then you or your spouse gets involved in church, and the other one is reluctant to do so,
Mm-hmm.
and it's causing friction between y'all because one is going to church and the other one doesn't want to have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
You might decide at that point, like, hey, if you're not going to take this walk with me in Christ, then we got to go our separate ways.
you got to think about stuff like mental and verbal abuse. You got to
Okay.
think about
That
physical
too.
abuse. You got to think about bashing the other one
Okay.
stepping on your throat while you down. You
Right.
got to think
Right.
about maybe she could be emasculating him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe he trying to lock her down in the house and don't want her to be able to associate with nobody while he just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so many angles to that.
Right.
We talked about last week. We talked about use weaponizing sex and intimacy. Like there's a lot of grounds for
Yeah. That's true.
divorce that's it's more than adultery. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
Right.
true.
But that goes back to all of that falls under adultery to God.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it's
They're
true.
having the whole sickness and health. Yeah, all of that stuff falls under that. So yeah.
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 You hit that. Yeah.
It's a
Demetrius come
wrap.
in. Yeah. He say everyone is not meant to be married.
I think everybody's meant to be married, but I think we
Okay.
got some growing on both sides.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. I like
We
Yeah,
don't
I
we,
agree. I
no
agree with that.
a lot of men are not capable. They're not capable of what they're capable of. They don't know how to lead correctly, and a lot of women don't know how to be led correctly.
Right.
That's the problem. There's gonna be
Yeah.
rebuttals on both ends. Nah, because you say that to a lot of guys right now, they're gonna be like, well, a lot of these chicks, and then if you say that right now about a lot of women not being able to be led or be able to find the right person or pick the right person, they're gonna be like, well, most guys, all that bullshit. Instead of like it's that's another big problem on both ends, lack of accountability too.
Exactly. Okay.
Everybody want to play victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Everybody want to play victim.
Yeah. Let's
True.
I
get
mean, ain't no
going.
playing victim on Beast Talk. Either
That's
you
it. Hey,
around,
we gonna
either
keep
you
it
around or
100.
you ain't. You
That's
either
it.
around or you ain't, and that's the
That's right.
bottom line.
That's a fact right
Ain't, ain't,
there.
ain't no victims, right? Ain't no bullies, but ain't no victims around here.
Right.
Ain't
That's it.
happening.
Yeah, hey, like I say, and I'm with you. I agree. Yeah, I don't. I think that there is somebody for everybody, but finding that person and bonding with them and making it work and doing what you got to do, even if you got to compromise with some certain things, I do think that there's something with everybody. And again, it's a big world. So, you know, it ain't going to be as easy it's going to be harder for some than others to find that person. But I do think that people can match and bond. Again, they just got to get out of themselves, know how to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they got to be able to balance some of that stuff out. And that's what a lot of it boils down to. Cindy comes in saying, or death. You're supposed to stick to your vows between your mate and God. Ups and downs, sickness and health. That's what she say.
Ideally.
Ideally. That's it. Yeah, in the perfect world, right?
Yeah, and the Cinderella story, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, see, and that's the fucked up part about it. The Cinderella story is not ideal either. It don't end right.
Okay.
It ain't no the end. It ain't no the end. Like after she get that glass slipper, she gotta maintain that glass slipper.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. A lot to be done after that.
And once you make it to that castle, it's on. Like you gotta do more. It ain't over yet.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. Demetrius says he agrees with Cindy. He agrees. Okay, let's see what else she's got to say. She comes back. She said, God knew that it would be hard. That's why he stated these things. The only true advice is going to come from the Bible and a couple that's been together 20, 30 plus years. Wow. Where's y'all got on that?
Man, even 5 or 10 years at this point, because a lot of people don't know how to stay together for 3 months.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of this too. It's more and more people calling this shit talk. They ain't even calling it boyfriend, girlfriend yet. They saying so they could easily be like we used to talk.
Right.
So they're not even so it probably take you 2 years to even become boyfriend and girlfriend now. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, we got that way. I guess to save face, so a lot of people can be like, oh no, we ain't never go together. We used to talk, but y'all
Yeah,
did everything. Y'all ran errands. Y'all had sex. Y'all spent the night at each other's house. Y'all went out to eat. Y'all went on dates. Y'all went together. But that's the climate we in now. So
Cindy, we get what you're saying. You're coming in hard. Yeah, we get what you're saying, but again, and once you get in it, and Cindy, I don't know if you've been married before. I don't think you have, from my knowledge, and that's not to discredit you. I'm not saying that to discredit you. I'm just saying that when you break down biblical terminology, some of the words are interpreted a little bit different than the normal person would think, right? So when you see death and all this other stuff, there are many points in the Bible where it's saying like death is spiritually dead. So it doesn't mean that you stop breathing. No, it's a different type of death that is spoken about in the Bible. I'll give you a scripture just to give you context. Just to let you know that.
Well, before you even do that, so for me, for example, right, like I said earlier, I've been married twice.
Right.
The first time, she actually passed away.
Yeah.
The second time, it spiritually died. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't give you no more better examples than that.
Right.
And that was on both ends. That was literally and figurative.
Well, let me give her biblical context because she's going to refer. There's a scripture in the Bible where a man wanted to go bury his father, right? And God said, Jesus said, no, you got to come with me. Let the dead bury their own dead, right? So think about that. He said, let the dead bury their own dead. So he's not talking about two people who are not breathing, burying each other. That's impossible. But what he's saying is that people who live a certain way, people who are spiritually dead, let them deal amongst themselves. Let them go bury their own. Let them bury each other, right? Let them attend each other's own funerals, right? Let the dead bury their own dead. That's what it says. So a lot of times in the Bible, when it references dead, it's not thinking about the dead that you're thinking about where you're not breathing, your heart stops. No, to God, if you're spiritually dead, you're dead to him.
It's like blind leading the blind.
Right. Right. So some of these scriptures, and that's why even within a marriage, especially if you're spiritually intact, when you read some of these scriptures and you really start breaking this stuff down, even in regards to marriage, you're going to see it totally different than a regular person would. So a regular person's going to be literal, and they're not going to understand, like, oh, well, this person shouldn't have did that. They should have stayed forever. Nobody died. And it's like, well, no, you don't get it. No, we were dead. We were miserable. This was terrible. And it wasn't, and we tried everything we could, but it was terrible.
Yep.
But it could have been spiritually dead on one side or the other. You see what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother breakdown. But I get what you're saying. I don't refute. I mean, what you're saying sounds good, Cindy. Shout out to you. What you're saying sounds good. But I'm saying it's a lot more complex than you think it is.
That's a fact.
Now, some people don't get me wrong now. I'm not vouching for the people who divorce for these petty reasons for no, I ain't vouching for that. No, I don't believe in that. No, you need to stay together and work it out if you can. If you can work it out, work it out. I'm not vouching for people who just want to willy-nilly, I found somebody else who looked better, who's stronger, who got more money.
I just miss being out there and open again. I miss being free.
Right. Yeah, we ain't vouching for that over here on Beast Talk. No, we're talking about real life situations.
Right.
Georgia Peach comes in saying, you have men that live in sheep's clothing, God-fearing men to the eyes. That's true. Yeah, that's true. You got a lot of hypocrites. Kelvin Shaw come in and say, a lot of people say yes to the now instead of saying yes to the future. Yeah, that is true too. A lot of people, again, things change. They don't want that. And that's a large part of the problem as well.
They like the idea of marriage.
Right. They like the idea of it. Right. They get married for the wedding. Some people
get married in Vegas.
Right.
Pictures,
exactly.
the images and all that. They like the images and the attention and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But they go back to, like I was saying, you don't need to be considering marrying nobody that you can't deal with on the boring days.
Right. That's true. That is very true. That's a big thing right there. You
think it's all gonna be a fairy tale after the reception and the honeymoon.
Yeah.
You either just too into social media, or that brain ain't working all the way.
Right. Exactly. That's a fact. And Kelvin comes back in saying that mirror scare people. You're on to something. That's true, man. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of people who are afraid to love and stuff like that, and they've been hurt a lot of times. You got to go look in the mirror because, like I said, you are who you attract. And again, you might have some things within yourself you need to work on, whether it's internal or external. But there are things you got to work out, again, and then you'll be able to attract a higher caliber quality person. You see what I'm saying? But it starts within, looking at mirror first. But if you keep running,
caliber and quality is within too. It ain't a BBL in a Lamborghini.
Right. Exactly.
It's not that. It's right. It's within. And you constantly.
Right.
I could say something else.
He said contrary to popular belief.
Baby hair in a scat pack is not. That's not what it is. So, and accountability. Like you can't. You're supposed to accept accountability for yourself, and that don't mean just in the eyes of other people. That mean in the eyes of yourself too, because you ain't gonna be able to grow if you don't chin check yourself. And if you feel like you ain't got to chin check yourself, you ain't gonna keep growing.
Right.
You ain't. True. You every day is a chin check for you. Every day. Like you gotta you wake up with a choice.
And Cindy comes in. And you're right, you're 100. Cindy comes in saying, are y'all relying on your own understanding in regards to the Bible? That's what she's saying. Are you relying on your own understanding?
My relationship with God is way more heavier than the Bible. That's not saying I don't believe in the Bible.
Right.
It's just my spiritual relationship.
It's more
with
kind
God.
of spiritual, yeah.
I have a stronger spiritual connection with God than I do with the book.
Yep, and in the New Testament it says we now walk by the Spirit, not by the letter of the law.
Right.
So be mindful of that too, Cindy. The Spirit is real. And Cindy, even from a biblical standpoint, I won't go down that whole path because I've done whole video. Matter of fact, Cindy, in your free time, go check out my video. I did a video on YouTube. It should be titled "Divorce in the Bible," right, or something along those lines. I speak about divorce. I break down several scriptures about how God okays it, right, and why. Even in Ezra 10 in the Bible, God committed the biggest divorce in history. Ezra 10, he made a group of men. They were with foreign women. He made them divorce all of them because they had different beliefs. Go in the Bible and read Ezra 10. Yeah, I ain't gonna brag on myself, but I've done these studies. I've done whole live
He's a Bible
videos.
thumper, okay?
I've done long videos on that topic about divorce in the Bible. You can go ahead, type it in Google, type in Maury Speaks the Beast, or type in Speaks the Beast, and type in divorce, or type in divorce in the Bible, or whatever it is. I go scripture for scripture. I go scripture for scripture in that video. It's long and thorough, but it's worth it. Go check that video out, and you'll see that I'm not leaning on my own understanding when it comes to divorce and things of that nature. I promise you. I use scriptures. I don't use my own understanding in that video. It's straight scripture. So we can get into that. But appreciate you. We love you, Cindy. We love you. Please know that we love you. Demetrius comes in and says, where people fail is thinking their own way is the best way. In marriage, it is a covenant between man, woman, and God. We abandon it when he doesn't, which is true. Demetrius. You are right. And both you and Cindy are right. But like I say, I got that video out there. I want y'all to check it out. Demetrius comes back, says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not on your own understanding. I agree. That is true. Do not lean on your own understanding. And that's why in that video, I go scripture for scripture. It's not me telling y'all what I think or interpreting it wrong. It is there are scriptures that say you must hate your wife, your children. It says all of that, and you must come carry your cross. You see what I'm saying? There are scriptures that I break all of that down. So it's pretty much saying that your relationship with God is more important than your relationship with anybody else, including your wife.
How's your kids and wife gonna be safe if they're not guarded by God?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
And I break all of it down. Even the scriptures and Psalms that speak about it's better to be on a roof than in a house with a quarrelsome wife. It says it's another one that says it's better to be in the desert than in the house with a quarrelsome wife. So again, all of these things are there in place. So again, I break all of this down scripture for scripture. I get what you guys are saying, but we can do it. I love playing that. I love playing that game. Trust me, I love playing that game. Kelvin comes in saying, "Did y'all get married at your choice or God joined a man and a woman?" Let me answer this one, guys. God did not put every marriage together that's out here today. There are a lot of people who don't even believe in God, follow God, honor God, and they chose to marry, or they went against many things. You got people who are cousins, sisters, brothers, people who are not supposed to be bonded, and they done bonded. That's not of God. You got people who know they shouldn't be together, but they married for the wrong reasons. They married this person because they got money, or they married this person because the sex was fun, and it was this and that, or this person had a certain size penis, and that's why they married him, or her vagina was wet, and that's why they decided to get married. Right?
Man.
Or they married because they slipped up and had kids, and they said, "Well, you know what? What we're gonna do now? We might as well do it." But they hate each other.
Man, where the
you see what I'm saying? There is nothing. Why these people bonded. You see what I'm saying? These people bonded for all types of reasons. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying? They bonded for all types of reasons. So the thing is, and I love breaking this stuff down. This is my favorite thing to do.
Ain't never something to do. Ain't never something to do.
This is my favorite thing to do when we start tapping into this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Mhm.
come on the screen live, and that's why I make videos all the time, because I love having these types of conversations. I don't run from no smoke. You
That's
see what I'm saying?
right.
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? So I ain't
Gotta
got
be.
no problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
We
But
we
yeah,
wouldn't even be up here like that if we was worried about some smoke.
right. And I appreciate it because, I love everybody, and the people, they come with some pretty good questions. I think
They
they come
do.
with good questions. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the questions.
I
But
love to
hey,
be put on the spot because it
no,
makes me think on certain stuff. It had
right.
me like, I gotta answer this question. Man, you see, I get put on the spot all the time.
And shout out to Kelvin. He come back. He said a lot of times we get married on our own power. That's exactly
That's
what I
true.
said. So
I
you
said I
already
was
had
gonna get married when I'm 35.
right.
I got married at 20.
Oh, well, look at
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that's a
I'm
fact. Yeah.
35 now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right. Yeah. And Kelvin,
Yeah.
Kelvin knows what's going on. He said, we get married on our own power, and then we want God to fix it when He is not at the forefront. That is
Mhm.
100%. Kelvin, you spot on, big dog.
I got cocky that second
And
time, yo.
and Jason, he said, good example, Ice. Say good example, Ice. The example you used, I guess a minute
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Each one of us take our own walk with Christ. No one can walk with you on your journey because
Yep.
it has been divine just for you. That is
Your
exactly right.
relationship with
Kelvin know
God,
what's going on.
your relationship with God is your relationship with God.
Yeah. Yeah, and he said that's a mouthful, my brother. He said, "There you go, speech to beast." Hey, you already know what time. Hey, baby, I'm right here. You know, Demetrius comes and said, Apostle Paul even said that some believers are better off celibate and single, and as opposed to being married. So maybe that's something that we'll take a deep dive into that. I mean, hey, there's some truth in that, I'm sure.
She
We'll take
said
a deep dive. Huh?
some, not me, but some.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I think
Yeah.
that goes back to you having yourself together before you get married.
That's a
Okay.
Like
fact.
Okay.
Mentally, spiritually, financially,
yeah,
being
all
able
that.
to afford a roof over your own head before you go talk about taking some girl out to eat at
Yeah,
damn Roof Chris. You taking her out to eat at Roof Chris, and then you going back to your mama house, or you
Right.
living with your sister and your cousin for decades, and then you still want to call yourself taking a chick out or something. Well, I mean, we ain't even just gonna talk about the guys and inadequate guys. We're talking about women who ain't fit to be in a relationship yet.
right.
So that like you said, not working on yourself before you go into somebody else's life. Because if you don't, you go in there being a liability versus an asset.
Yeah, you can't be a leader until your stuff is squared away.
You can't.
Right.
You can't. Well, what you gonna lead with? You know what I mean? You
Right.
can't even keep them out the rain.
Right.
In the military, when you're a leader, when you can't keep up with the standards and meet the standards anymore, you get out.
Right.
That's what happens. You get out of the military. You don't stay in.
You
Right.
readjust.
Yeah.
Readjust. That's it. Demetrius come in and say marriage is hard work, just like being a firefighter. Everybody ain't cut for it.
Man, single ain't being easy. It ain't easy being single. It ain't easy being rich. It ain't easy being poor. Well, you ever heard that phrase where they say choose your heart?
Choose
Choose
your
your
heart.
heart. Choose your heart. Choose
Yeah,
your
I
heart.
mean,
It's
right.
hard.
Well,
Oh, you're hard.
Yeah, choose your
Yeah,
heart.
yeah, I agree. I thought you said heart, but yeah,
Nah,
hard.
choose
Yeah,
your heart.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard that.
here
Mm-hmm.
here's the
Yep.
thing though. Like,
And
so
go ahead.
he's saying it's not meant for everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of understand where he's coming from, but
Yeah, 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 for
at the
sure.
same time, I kind of disagree with that because
Okay.
there's potential in everybody. Um, even somebody even somebody that's not marriage potential or they don't have any leadership qualities about them, that person, if conditioned right, can still be marriage material or can still be a good leader. So I get what he's saying, but I kind of disagree with it at the same time.
You ever been
Right.
in like a store or something and you see them kind of like, you could tell it's a couple, but they real shy to themselves, kind of nerdy, but they fit each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
They fit each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were made compatible with each other. They
Hmm.
fit each other's personalities. It makes them easier to bond with each other.
Right.
It makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, so there's somebody for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah. I
Demetrius,
really
he
think
come
there is.
in. He's saying this is why all are not meant for marriage. And I think he's talking about
mm,
some of the explanations.
Well,
Kelvin comes in saying,
not
"Oh, go
all are
ahead.
ready for marriage.
not
Sorry,
all
Ready
not
are ready.
for
all,
it?
'Cause there
Okay.
you
not
go.
all
Not
ready.
all are ready, but I ain't
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
say
Okay.
not all deserve or capable of it. Like not
Okay.
all are ready.
Okay. Kelvin come in and say, the Holy Spirit always needed when reading that word. That is true. You can't just read it by itself. Preach, my brother. He's talking
Gotta
about me.
live that.
He said, put that organ on for my boy. Hey, I appreciate you, big dog. Hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? And Rails come in and say, no, not at all. So what you referring to, Rails? You saying no, not at all? I think he might be talking about marriage being for everybody. You know, he's saying not at all. Which there's some truth in. Oh well, it's got to be broken down. You know, a lot of people don't try. A lot of people don't work on themselves. It's more of that.
But like you
It's
said, just not
Mm,
everybody's not ready for it.
right. Yeah.
yeah, it's a difference between marriage not being for you and you just not wanting to be married.
Well, if
Like,
you think about it, like what? It's a lot of people who have a talent. You
Right.
know, well, think about a lot of artists that say rap ain't for them, and then they become one of the biggest lyricists or whatever, and blow up
Right.
just because something changed or something sparked. You know, or somebody who was into some kind of art or some kind of business or something, and they was like, "This ain't for me." They got discouraged or they don't feel like it. They
Right.
that sounds like a broken man, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
So he can be like, I ain't cut to be in a relationship or really like make it in life and blah blah blah. And that woman
Right.
come in and show him otherwise. All of a sudden, he running a big company. He leading his family right, raising his
Right.
kids right, making time for her, building
Yeah.
a solid foundation for the family.
Right.
So I mean, hey,
Yeah. Hold on. You know. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Let's see here. Kelvin come in. Do y'all believe if you're not married, you can't have sex? That's a good one. What
absolutely
y'all
not,
got?
absolutely not, man.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you like so. I'm living. I'm probably not living the best way I should, because
yeah.
I believe you should be able to have sex when you're not married, get tattoos,
Yeah.
drink. I drank so much the other day, but I'm real health conscious.
Okay.
I believe in being a one woman man. I believe in marriage. Man, ain't
Okay.
nobody cat man. Look,
Okay.
I
You got it, bro.
already
You got
I'm
it.
already look. I'm, look, man. Like I still believe in marriage. Like I said,
Okay.
I've seen the good, and I've lived through the good, and I lived through the not so good. So
Okay.
you know, but as far as like sex outside of marriage, it is what it is.
Okay.
It is
So
what it
what
is.
you got on the ice?
I'm not even qualified to answer this question.
Do it.
Oh man.
Like,
Do it. Do it.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't, but I have never
But it
lived
ain't
that
nothing but
way.
something to do. I don't see why not.
Mhm.
I ain't never lived that way. I don't know.
Yeah. Choose your
Mhm.
sin, brother. We all filthy rags.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Hey, I
That
mean,
sounds
look,
so bad, didn't it? That sounds bad. Boy, that
Uh,
sounds bad. Oh my God. That mean we sleepy. That mean we hey.
it's kind of one of them things where I'm not gonna tell you how to live, but
Yeah.
you know,
I'm gonna tell you
I can only speak on so much because I'm guilty of a lot of stuff
what is the
too. So
headboard for 1600?
that's right.
Hmm.
yeah,
What is knocking the waistline cricket for 300?
Right. So here's what I got on it. I think that's an excellent question. So here's the thing about me. The question is, do y'all believe if you're not married, can you have sex? Or if you're not married, you can't have sex? Here's what I say is this. I believe in spiritual marriage. So here's the thing. I think that sex is marriage, right? Sex is marriage. So even biblically speaking, it said that when the man and woman laid down, they became one. So the thing about it is, here's where people get so jacked up. Back in biblical times, they didn't have all this paperwork and this legal. They didn't have that. You see what
Nah.
I'm saying? When a man and woman bonded, they became one. So that's my general thought. Now me personally, I am legally married. So I did go to the court, sign the paperwork, do all that stuff. But, I also told my wife prior to that I believe in spiritual marriage, meaning that once we lay down and we do the do, we're one, which means that I'm no longer looking at other women. I'm not trying to do nothing with other women. I'm not trying to bond with other women.
So now you
Me
got
and
me
her
thinking.
locked in. So we're
You got me
spiritually
thinking
married
now.
at that point. We were spiritually married at that point. And then we worked towards it. See, me and my wife, and this is for all the viewers out there. You know, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. But check this out. Me and my wife got married in 3 months. You see what I'm saying? There was no hesitation there. Because again, once we laid down, we became one. So again, we was already on that. You see what I'm saying? We was already on that. Oh, we done lay. Okay, boom. Now we got to work towards getting our life to where it's one household. You see what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
again, I believe in spiritual marriage. Sex is marriage. Once you lay down, you shouldn't be looking to bond with nobody else. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, once things don't work out, boom, that's a whole nother ball game. But my thing is spiritual marriage. Once you lay down and become one, that's it. Y'all married. Now you can work again to make that. You can work together to make it legal. That's on y'all. That's on y'all's part. You make it legal whether you go downtown or do whatever you got to do. But you work together to make you guys one. I mean, legally, but
I agree.
spiritually, once you lay down, you married. That's how I see it.
I agree with you on the time, like. Well, I feel a little bit different now because of my previous experiences. But both marriages, like less than 6 months, we were married. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But as far as the laying down, now you got me thinking, how many times have I really been married?
that's true. That is very true. That is something you got to, you
God.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. So I would
You
say
know how
this.
big that photo album be after a while? If
Yeah.
you really looked at it like that, like that make you look like you might well you're gonna be like a damn Middle Eastern after a while. You're gonna have the little robe on and like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah. I know about that. Yeah. Hold on. Let me
come.
let me let me let me address these. Then we're gonna come back. Kelvin come in and say it's about the spiritual though. We can't believe one way adjusted for yourself the other way. I agree. It is spiritual. It's very bad. It says so. speaks to beast in a threesome. How does that work? Well, you got multiple wives
Oh
if that's the
man,
case.
Yeah,
Or
you done got married. You the gorilla
or
now. You the
if
silverback.
it's two men and a woman, you now married to a man and a woman.
Damn.
Now I'm messing with shit.
Nah, he tripping.
But
hey, go back,
I like that.
go back and watch that other episode. We talked about threesomes.
Yeah, we touched on that, Kelvin
Yeah.
Shaw.
We did. Was I on there?
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure.
you
We talked
were.
about polygamy. We talked about polygamy before.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We did.
Okay.
We did.
So
yeah.
back to what we were saying, Rez. So here's what I say about that, because you might say, well, dang, how many times I met how many people? Well, the thing is, spiritually, there's also understanding. So there's a such thing as fornication, right? So if you laying down with multiple people and it ain't no type of bond, then I think that's when you tap into the fornication. But see, my mind, once I gained this understanding and learning
Right.
the scripture and stuff like that, I know my mindset shifted to, okay, only bond with women who you would marry. You see what I'm saying? It went to only bond. I told myself only bond with women who you would marry.
But
Now
my
you're gonna
mind was
treat
telling
them
me
as
no.
such. You see what I'm saying? Your mind will tell you no as far as what?
My mind was telling me no, but my body was telling me yes.
Yeah, yeah, and I understand that, and that happens, and with that comes growth.
And I ain't
You
want
know
to
what I'm
hurt
saying?
nobody.
Right,
I ain't
right.
gonna say nothing. Yeah, we was that's
Yeah, I understand. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But you know, but again, like you shift your mindset and your spirit, and again, I began to think that way, and then I began to get more serious with who I dealt with, and I said, yeah, I can hit that, I can hit that, I can hit that.
I definitely agree with
But then
being
I was
serious
like,
who you
do I
deal
want
with.
to? Huh?
The more you consciously grow up, you will be more conscious of
Yeah,
who you
yeah,
deal with and who you don't deal with. And it ain't gonna be
yeah.
about looks and sexuality no more. It's gonna be more like, because spirits
Well,
are real
it's gonna
too.
be the whole package, but
Soul
that's gonna
ties,
mhm,
all of that. You got to think about all of that.
right. Yeah, so that's so when I began to get serious about that, and I said, well, dang, okay, I'm looking for the future. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to have this, have that, blah, 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 blah. This is a want for my kids, I want this for them, blah, blah, blah. So and then I began to get more serious, even though I had a large selection. Before we bonded, man, I had talked to probably 100 girls in 1 year. And
Beast,
not
beast.
that doesn't mean I dealt with them. But
Yeah, you
like I
talking about
ain't
like
do,
the
but I'm talking
communication.
about like talking, text,
Mhm.
on the apps, probably 100 in
And
1 year.
it's
You know what I'm
and it's
saying?
easy to
So
do that on social media now.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was a lot, but I said, hey, I gotta be very selective with this one. I've had guys at work telling me it ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find one. You ain't gonna. They said it'll never work. And I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. They said we got our popcorn ready. We got our popcorn. We're watching you. I said, okay, cool.
There's a lot of these people's status too.
Yeah, and these guys, my coworkers are married. So, they were just doubting it. Like, you ain't gonna find nobody out
Mhm.
there in the market. I said, nah, you just gotta move accordingly. You can find it. You gotta be very intentional. If you playing games, you probably not, because they're gonna play games too. But if you're
Mhm.
very intentional and you stay on them, if you start talking to a chick and she go a day or so without contacting you, whatever, nah, that's dead. Nah, okay, this is a game. Nah, we serious. Like, we need to be talking every day. We need to be communicating, see each other when we can, so on and so forth. You got to be very intentional, and you can make that thing happen. But going back to the question, so yeah, when it comes to sex, again, when a man and woman lay down and became one, if more people would carry that mentality, you would have less of the issues you got going on out here, and they wouldn't have to worry about the fornication and all that other stuff. But sometimes when you speak from a spiritual standpoint, a religious standpoint, all that other stuff, a lot of people, they feel like, oh man, I can't be with God, I can't be a man or woman of God because I'm moving this way. Well, maybe it is you need to shift the way you see it in your mindset on it and your spirit and how you interpret the word of God. And when you do that, you'll understand that it's all for your good. It's for your good. If you start thinking and moving a certain way, it's actually a plus. You see what I'm saying? It's actually a plus for people using it. They use it as like a rule book. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And that's not what it is. What it's saying is if you make a decision, commit to it and
Right.
ride out. That's all it's saying. Just commit to your decisions. You know. But anyway. Anything in closing, guys? That's we done hit all the topics. Anything in
Yeah,
closing, guys? We done knocked them out the park with this one. What
it's
y'all got?
popping tonight.
It's popping. Y'all boys killed
Oh
them
man,
tonight. Anything in closing,
I'm
Ice? What you got, Ice?
I'm gonna say what I always say. Y'all take care of your kids, take care of your family, man up, and do what you got to do as a man to provide and protect.
All right. Anything for the ladies, Ice? I know you said for the men. What you got for the
For the
ladies?
ladies,
Yeah.
for the ladies, yeah, just I know you're frustrated. I know it's you may have had some patches, some rough relationships in the past, but just hold on to hope
There you
because
go.
it's out there. It's out there.
Shout out to Ice. Reyes, what you got for 'em in closing?
Ladies, don't date nobody that you wouldn't have sex with. Fellas, don't date nobody you wouldn't spend money on.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Good job. Good job. And in closing, I'll say this. Ladies and gentlemen, in this gender war, stop going at each other's necks. Understand that men need to hold themselves accountable. Women need to hold themselves accountable. Everybody need to be accountable.
Yeah,
But
accountability huge.
there's no need for the gender war. Again, we come to this platform to bring forth solutions. And again, anybody's welcome to join the conversation, whether it's in the comment section or on the panel. We welcome whoever, whatever, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Whenever. You don't even have to be here at the start of the show. You can join at any moment. But again, we appreciate you guys for watching another episode of Beast Talk. Like this video, share this video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Even if you see this on the replay, leave a comment. We will step in and address your comment. And remember to share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. Another thing, this is not an echo chamber. So even if you disagree with us, again, it's times we disagree with each other. You can step in, say what you got to say. We cool with that. We cool like that. Another thing, remember to keep God first. Keep God first. Chase after God. He will make your paths straight. Again, in closing, I'd like to say this. We love you all. We thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. And we will see you on the next episode of Beast Talk. We
Yep.
out.
We out.
Peace.